Okay, good evening, Thursday evening, everyone. This is Jacob Melton, live here with West Michigan weather, and we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning in effect for portions of Allegan and Van Buren counties. This severe thunderstorm warning goes until 6:45 p.m. this evening, and this is for the potential of wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour. And there is also a tornado possible tag with this storm, meaning that we are seeing some signs of rotation with this storm, and it could produce a tornado at a moment's notice. So I'm going to pull up the warning text here from the National Weather Service. And again, this is at 5:43 p.m. this warning was issued. The National Weather Service in Grand Rapids has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Van Buren and Allegan counties. This again goes till 6:45 p.m. this evening. At 5:41 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located 7 miles to the northeast of Bangor, or 10 miles east of South Haven, moving off to the northeast at around 30 miles per hour. Hazard is 70 mile per hour wind gusts. Source on this is radar indicated. Impact, expect considerable tree damage. Damage is likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. This severe thunderstorm will be near the Allegan area around 6:05 p.m. Other locations impacted by this severe thunderstorm include the Burnips area, Moline, Bradley, Lawrence, Pullman, Dorr, Hopkins, Glendale, Breedsville, and the Gobles area. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Torrential rainfall is occurring with this storm and may lead to flash flooding. Do not drive your vehicle through flooded roadways. So if you are at any of the locations I just highlighted, you'll want to be inside, preferably on the lowest floor of that building, in an interior room, away from windows. So we're good. As you can see, this cell doesn't necessarily look like all that much on reflectivity, but we'll go ahead and take a look now at our velocity products. And as you can see, that's where we're showing a little bit higher winds. I am seeing some indications of 70 to 80 mile per hour winds on the southeast side of this storm, near the Allegan Van Buren County lines, east of the Lee area. Southwest of Allegan's where I'm seeing the highest winds being indicated here on the velocity scan. I'm going to take a different velocity view here, and this is where we can see this rotation a little bit better. It's east of the Lee area, kind of near the Chicora and Cheshire Center communities. We are seeing some signs of rotation, not imminently tornadic, but with the amount of shear we have in the atmosphere today, it's not, especially in the lower levels, it's not going to take too much for these storms to get spin up and either produce some higher winds or tornadoes. So if you're in these areas, again, you'll want to take this rather seriously. Definitely get inside in the lowest floor, preferably away from windows. And this rotation continues to show up on the Doppler radar here near the Chicora area, near Cheshire Center. I am going to do a storm track on this now from the rotation. We're going to track it off to the northeast. Actually, let me zoom out that one a little bit, just so we can get a little bit better track on that. Track off the rotation off to the northeast at around 30 miles per hour. That's going to take it towards the I'm going to zoom in. The Hopkins area in the next half hour or so, assuming a storm motion of 30 miles per hour. It's going to be there in about 33 minutes, so shortly around a half hour. Eventually the Sandy Pines area in the next 35 to 40 minutes. Dorr in the next 46 minutes or so. Also, this storm will be near the Allegan area as well. So if you're in Allegan, you'll definitely want to be inside, preferably away from windows in that lowest floor. Fenville and Lee, I think the worst part of this storm is going to be off to your east. Lee, it's passing right now. Fenville, I think it will stay off to your east. But given you are in the severe thunderstorm warning, you'll want to take the course of least regret, be inside. They will also be in the Hamilton and Overijssel areas as well, along with Wayland. So if you're in any of these areas I'm highlighting here, definitely want to be inside, away from those windows on the lowest floor. So we're going to go back to reflectivity now. I have Shayna on Facebook asking, how's the Rose Storm moving into the Kalamazoo Battle Creek area? We'll go down to the northern Indiana radar, take a look at that. And I am watching this cell near the Dowagiac area. The Dowagiac area, where in Pokagon, where we're seeing, again, it's taking that similar kind of look that we would kind of look for with these rotating storms. You can see how it's kind of wrapping up here on the reflectivity scan. I'm going to take a look at velocity on it and maybe some weak rotation. I'll go to storm relative. I'm not seeing anything super concerning. Maybe some weak rotation west of the Dowagiac area. Near Indian Lake, I'm seeing maybe some weak rotation on it. Nothing imminently tornadic, but these are the kind of things we'll be watching for over the next few hours as these storms continue to develop. Now, I have not seen anything from the Storm Prediction Center yet regarding a mesoscale discussion or any kind of watch issuance, but I am expecting that to come down the wire fairly soon. So, again, we're going to go back to our main storm of concern right now that is now leaving Van Buren County and heading into Allegan County, but in Van Buren County, we do have other storms moving into the area. Okay, it looks like they are updating. All right, Van Buren County, you have been released from the severe thunderstorm warning. So northern portions of Van Buren County, like the Bangor area, Bloomingdale, Pine Grove, the Breedsville area, you were in the severe thunderstorm warning. You have been removed. The severe thunderstorm warning does continue for Allegan County until 6:45 p.m. They are maintaining the tornado possible tag. They are maintaining the considerable tag for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So if you're in the Allegan area, it's probably getting quite windy there. It's probably seeing the rain pick up. At least on this system, though, we're not seeing much in the way of lightning with this system. That is because the instability is rather limited. So there might not be a whole ton of lightning with this right now, but that does not mean this isn't severe in terms of wind gust potential. So, again, we continue with this severe thunderstorm warning until 6:45 p.m. primarily for Allegan County at this point. This is the only active severe thunderstorm warning in the West Michigan weather coverage area. Stu Miller on Facebook is asking thoughts on Kalamazoo for tonight. Kalamazoo, I am southwest lower is I don't know if you saw our social media post earlier. Our highest area of concern is along and south of I-96, so in southwest lower Michigan. That does include the Kalamazoo area. That is where we think the greatest chance for severe weather of including damaging wind gusts and the potential for a couple isolated tornadoes is in southwest lower Michigan. Areas north of I-96, you'll still want to be on alert. But I think as you get the further north you go, the lesser the threat's going to be. But in the Kalamazoo area, you'll definitely want to be alert, at least for the next few hours, as your threat of severe weather is beginning to increase. We are continuing to watch cells southwest of the Kalamazoo area in Cass County that has been showing at least some subtle signs of rotation. And with the shear in place, it might not take long for these to spin up something. So you'll definitely want to be on alert there for at least for the next few hours there in the Kalamazoo area, Stu. So, all right, taking a look at our storm near the Allegan area right now. We are still showing kind of this hook signature we're kind of seeing west of the Allegan area. I'm going to take a look at velocity again, and again, the base velocity, just because of the high wind speeds overhead, it's kind of hard to see where the rotation is. We'll go over to our storm relative products. And again, we are still watching some signs of rotation there, just a behind the scenes message. Alright, we are wind advisories turned on. We're moving the position for V storms approaching Three Rivers and points north. Okay, thanks, Owen. So we do have Jonah and Owen Drake out in the field this evening with these storms. We do not have they don't have their live feed currently on, but they are in the field near the Free Rivers area. They are in position for these storms as they continue to develop. But we are still monitoring some signs of weak rotation near the Allegan area. Nothing, I don't think, imminently tornadic, but again, as I've been saying, with the wind shear overhead, it doesn't take much to get these storms to spin up from time to time, and that is what we're watching here in the short term near the Allegan area. Especially on the southwest side of Allegan is where I think the best potential for weak rotation is going to be. So especially the west side of Allegan based on this radar scan. But if you are in the Allegan area, Mill Grove, the South Monterey community, Monterey Center, Hopkins, the Hilliards area, eventually towards Hopkinsburg, Dorr, Wayland, the Moline area, especially eventually North Dorr and New Salem and the Burnips community. Diamond Springs, you'll want to be on alert for this storm. It is moving off to the northeast, and it'll be on your doorstep in the not too distant future. So you'll definitely want to be inside, preferably away from those windows on the lowest floor as these storms continue to lift off to the northeast. So just checking, just handling some behind the scenes stuff. But aside from this severe thunderstorm warning, you will also notice this, if I turn the radar off, so just it's a little bit clearer real quick, this brown shading that you might have seen for Berrien, Cass, St. Joseph, and Branch counties, that is a wind advisory that is in effect for the next couple of hours. And that's just for the potential of gusts outside of thunderstorms to around 45 miles per hour. As you see, as this warm front has been lifting north, this warm air has been evecting in. And that's what's providing the fuel for these thunderstorms to turn severe. And that is also providing some gusty winds with it outside of thunderstorms. Let alone once you get these storms, that could bring even stronger winds down to the surface. So we're still on velocity. I'm taking a look as well as this storm near the Dowagiac area. And that is, we're still seeing some signs of weak rotation. Nothing imminently tornadic, but something we are continuing to watch in the short term. We're going to have to watch any of these storms that kind of spin up like this a little bit. Just again, with the amount of low-level shear in place today, it's not going to take a whole lot again for these storms to spin up. At least with higher wind potential, if not tornadic potential. So, again, taking a look, still on velocity, looking at this rotational signature near the Allegan area. Again, our best potential is going to be now north, on the north side of Allegan, kind of near the Allegan County Fairgrounds. That is where we're watching some signs of rotation, kind of near 34th Street, 18th Avenue, Babylon Road, Dumont Road, and also 30th Street is where we're kind of seeing the signs of rotation. So we'll be heading towards the Dumont Lake area in South Monterey over the next few minutes. And newest scan coming in. It's not looking really quite as organized as it was, which that is something that might happen as well as these storms lift north of the warm front. We have to watch any of these storms that kind of get attached to the warm front as well, as that could be an additional source of lift and shear, and that's how you can get the storms to rotate a little bit more as well if they get attached to the warm front. Our rotation's not looking quite as organized on the latest scan, but we are watching now near 30th Street and 122nd Avenue. So we're still seeing a little bit of rotation near the South Monterey area. It's going to take it towards the Hopkins area as well over the next few minutes. I'm not seeing anything imminently tornadic with this, but again, it doesn't take much. Something could spin up as soon as I finish this sentence. So that's why I have the tornado possible tag on this warning, and why I want you to take this warning a little bit more seriously. So we're going to go back to our reflectivity product. And I will say the storm itself is not looking quite as organized on previous scans. We're still watching this. Don't have any doubt, we are continuing to watch this storm. As well as to the cell just to the north, kind of near the Hopkins area. I'm going to take a look at that real quick. Make sure I'm not missing anything in terms of rotation. But while we're on base velocity, we'll take a look at our wind speeds. I'm still showing 60 to 70 mile per hour velocities near the Allegan area. On the east side of Allegan especially. And that's going to lift off to the northeast towards the Minor Lake area. And eventually towards Hopkins and Hopkinsburg communities as well. Yes, we do have their video feed back up. So this is the feed of Jonah and Owen Drake in the field. They are in Van Buren County, and they are in position for these storms as they lift off to the northeast. So we're going to take an actual general reset of the radar situation across our area. Let's zoom out here. And as you can see, our only severe thunderstorm warning right now is the Allegan area. We are continuing to watch other storms off to the south in across portions of Van Buren, Cass, and across most of southwest Michigan. We do have other shower and thunderstorm activity to the north and west of Grand Rapids near the Muskegon, Ludington, Reed City areas, across much of our northwestern coverage area. We are watching this activity, but I am not super concerned about severe weather with this particular activity at this time. Again, our primary concern, at least as of right now, is going to be areas southwest Michigan and along and south of I-96. That's where we've been seeing the best overlap of ingredients for severe weather, including instability and shear. And once you get north of 96, and especially north of M46, I'm not discounting severe weather potential up there, but it's a little bit less supportive for severe weather once you get north, especially once you get north of M46. It's going to be a lot less supportive for severe weather, at least the tornadic potential especially. I still can't rule out maybe some gusty winds up there, but severe potential in general, as I was mentioning earlier, will decrease with northerly extent. So, I still do not have anything new from the National Weather Service. If anyone has any storm reports, especially in Allegan and Van Buren counties, and same really goes for any of these storms this evening. If you have any storm reports or damage to let us know about, feel free to let us know in chat or on social media. We are watching through those reports throughout the afternoon and evening here. Feel free to let us know if you could do so safely. Again, our storm that has a severe thunderstorm warning, I will say, is not looking quite as organized. I'm going to take a look behind the scenes at, and that does make sense, and I think it is starting to outrun the better parameters for severe weather. Upstream observations at Grand Rapids 50 right now, 57 in Holland. South of the storm, I got 66. At South Haven, 70 in St. Joseph, I should say. 63 in Kalamazoo and 66 near Three Rivers. So, again, as these storms kind of outrun the better instability, they'll be getting a little more disorganized and kind of reduce their severe weather potential a little bit. And they are actually canceling our severe thunderstorm warning for Allegan County. So they have canceled our severe thunderstorm warning for Allegan County. So so that's dropping off our screen now. There's no active severe thunderstorm warnings at this point across the West Michigan weather coverage area. But we're still going to stick around for just a little bit. Mainly to prevent us having to come right back on a few minutes later for another severe thunderstorm warning. Again, our main concern as of now is this storm across portions of northern Cass and the Van Buren, especially southeastern Van Buren counties. This is our next area cell of concern for the next little while. There's no warning on it. No imminent severe weather, but just storms we are watching in the short term, especially in the environment it's in. It could quickly turn severe. So Decatur, Paw Paw, Lawton, tie bands on X is saying things are pretty mild so far in southeastern Berrien County. Thank you for that. Again, I'm not seeing too much of concern in southeastern Berrien County on radar right now, but something we'll still be watching for the next little while there in Berrien County. But thank you for that. Greatly appreciate that. So we're actually focusing on this cell near the Decatur area. And we are seeing some signs of rotation there, maybe near the Van Buren and Cass County line. Near the Decatur area, we are near Glenwood. We're seeing maybe some signs of rotation there. I'm going to go over to our storm relative velocity to confirm. Again, nothing imminently tornadic, but something we are watching is some signs of rotation. And it's not really going to take much for these cells to start rotating today. Again, there's a lot of low-level wind shear overhead, and it's not going to take all that much for it to spin up. So near the Glenwood area, if I take this off, it is moving off to the northeast, so it's going to be in the Decatur area over the next several minutes as well. It's nothing imminently tornadic, but just monitoring some signs of rotation within this storm. Maybe another secondary area of rotation. Weak rotation at this time, but we are watching it southeast of the Lawrence area, southwest of Paw Paw, south of the Teapot Dome area, kind of near Eagle Lake is a good reference point there. And for our other circulation, it's going to be near just south of the Lake of the Woods and Greenwoods camps. It's going to be heading into the Decatur area. So if you're in the Decatur area, you want to definitely be inside. We have lightning being detected. And just kind of be inside and just stay inside as this storm passes through. Nothing imminently tornadic. There's no warnings in effect right now, but just something we are watching. Alright, taking a look at reflectivity. As you can see, it is kind of wrapped up a little bit on reflectivity as well. You can kind of see that hook shape that we kind of look for rotating thunderstorms. It's there on the southwest side, heading towards the southwest side of Decatur. Still don't have anything new from the National Weather Service in terms of warnings. I'm actually going to take a look from a different radar perspective. We're looking at the Northern Indiana radar. We'll go over to the National Weather Service radar in Grand Rapids. And we'll go back to velocity again. And again, similar story. Okay, there is our new severe thunderstorm warning. This is, again, another considerable tag severe thunderstorm warning that will be including eastern portions of Van Buren County and northwestern portions of Kalamazoo County. This warning is going to go until 7 o'clock this evening. Again, this is a considerable tag severe thunderstorm warning for 70 mile per hour wind gusts, and they also have the tornado possible tag on this day. We also now have a watch possible mesoscale discussion. We'll discuss that here in just a moment. But again, we now have a new severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Kalamazoo and Van Buren counties until 7 o'clock. I'm going to pull up the warning text here from the National Weather Service, and then we'll do a storm track on it. So again, this was at 6:10. This warning was issued. The National Weather Service in Grand Rapids has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Van Buren County and northwestern Kalamazoo County, both in southwest Michigan. This warning is going until 7 o'clock this evening. At 6:10 p.m., a severe thunderstorm is located over the Decatur area, or 8 miles to the southwest of Paw Paw, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. Primary hazard with this is wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour. Sources radar indicated. Impacts, expect considerable tree damage. Damage is likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. Some locations that are impacted include the Paw Paw area, Madelon, Lawton, Decatur, the Alamo area, Pine Grove, Lawrence, Gobles, Bloomingdale, Kendall, and Glendale. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Torrential rainfall is occurring with this storm and may lead to flash flooding. Do not drive your vehicle through flooded roadways. So again, so if you're in any of these locations I just highlighted, or generally in this orange polygon, you'll definitely want to be inside. Definitely, probably on the lowest floor would be your safe bet, and away from those windows. And probably in that interior room, if you can get there, that would be the best place to be. So again, we are tracking this severe thunderstorm with the potential for 70 mile per hour wind gusts, and it's also rotating. So that means we'll have to watch for some tornado potential as well. Taking a look at velocity here in just a second. We are monitoring again those signs of rotation I was talking to you about earlier, just southwest of the Decatur area. Is where we're looking at the rotation. Just southwest, heading into Decatur right now as we get a new scan in here. Let me just animate this so I can get a handle on where it's going. And then we'll do a storm track on it. Okay, let me zoom out just a little bit. So tracking from the rotation off to the northeast at about 40 to 50 miles per hour, 45 to 50 miles per hour is going to take it towards the Paw Paw area in the next 10 minutes. Although Paw Paw, you'll want to be inside, you should be inside right now, as we have another area of rotation that will be approaching the Paw Paw area over the next couple of minutes. I'm tracking the southern circulation right now. And then also the Almena area in the next 17 minutes. Pine Grove, 23 minutes. The Alamo area in 29 minutes. So if you're in any of these areas I'm calling out here, along with the Matawan, Lawton areas, you'll want to be inside, preferably in the interior room on the lowest floor, away from those windows. And now I'm going to quickly go over, we'll have a moment here, we're going to go over our mesoscale discussion that was issued moments ago. Trying to get it. Okay. I'm going to say, if I pull up the graphic here on a different source. Give me just a second, just doing some behind the scenes stuff. Okay, this is for southwest Michigan, across mainly for portions of Van Buren, Kalamazoo, Calhoun, Berrien, Cass, St. Joseph, Branch, and Hillsdale counties is going to be in this mesoscale discussion, and they are indicating a new weather watch is most likely coming in southern Northern Michigan, northern Indiana. And if I pull up the discussion here, may support for potential for damaging wind gusts and perhaps a tornado with two of any stronger cores that can become better established. So again, we'll be looking for potentially a severe thunderstorm or tornado watch. They'll be coming out soon. Based on the discussion, It may be a severe thunderstorm watch I'm leaning towards, but it could also be a tornado watch. Again, with the wind shear overhead, we could have a couple of tornadoes overhead. So, in our area. So, again, something we are watching in the short term, but we are going to be awaiting a potential severe thunderstorm watch issuance, a severe watch issuance, I should say, over the next little while. So, again, we do continue, as we await that, we do continue with a severe thunderstorm warning for roughly the eastern half of Van Buren County and the northwestern portions of Kalamazoo County. And that is for primarily 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, although we are continuing to watch areas of rotation with this storm as well, which could quickly spin up a tornado at a moment's notice. So Paw Paw, you're probably seeing some fairly heavy rainfall right now, some decent lightning, probably some gustier winds as well. Pine Grove, it's likely starting to pick up in your area. Alamo, it'll be picked in northwestern Kalamazoo County. It'll be picking up in the next little while. The Almena area, it's likely starting to pick up pretty good. Lawton, definitely want to be inside, but the heaviest may be staying just on the west side of Lawton especially. Decatur, this storm is departing, but you'll definitely, still want to be inside as there's still lightning in the area. But our core of our rotation right now, I'm going to go back to a different radar, the Northern Indiana radar. I think it has a little bit closer perspective on this. And I think it's doing a little better job of showing the rotation, especially near the Decatur and Lawton areas, is where we're primarily seeing the rotation right now. I'm going to check debris tracker. I don't see any. I think that's hail up there. We're not seeing any definite signs of a tornado with this storm right now. But something we are continuing to watch is something could spin up as soon as I finish this sentence. So if you're near the Lawton area, especially near Paw Paw, you definitely want to be inside. Be ready to take your tornado precautions should a tornado warning be issued or a tornado is spotted. So again, our rotation near the Paw Paw and Lawton areas, I want to say near County Road 358 and County Road 665 is where I'm seeing this rotation right now. Southeast of the 3 Mile Lake area, west of Lawton, is where I'm seeing this potential rotation. There's also secondary circulation we are watching north of Paw Paw, west of the Almena area, near the Paw Paw River Preserve areas where we're seeing this, west of the Heritage Glen Golf Club. West of the Almena Airport is where I'm seeing this rotation. Pretty much right along M40 is where we're seeing this rotation. So a couple areas of rotation we are watching across eastern Van Buren County, and now we'll be moving off to the northeast. So again, if you're in areas like Pine Grove, the Almena area, Alamo, at the very least you are seeing some very gusty winds likely right now, and we cannot rule out the potential of a tornado at a moment's notice with this storm. So again, you want to take this storm rather seriously. As if I take a look at reflectivity here, we are still seeing that kind of kidney bean shape to it near the Lawton area, south of Paw Paw. That's where we're seeing some rotation. We are not super concerned about hail today, but we'll take a look at hail tracker just to double check. Maybe a signal of some smaller hail there. Near the Paw Paw and Lawton areas, maybe a signal of some small hail, but we're not really super concerned about large hail today. The environment's just not really supportive for large hail, but we still could see some small hail with these storms. And radar is showing a little bit of a signal near the Paw Paw and Lawton areas. We'll go back to reflectivity, and again, we're just watching this. This is our only severe thunderstorm warning that we have in effect right now. It is for Allegan and Van Buren counties. We are awaiting a potential watch issuance from the Storm Prediction Center. That should be coming in relatively soon, and we'll have to see what that looks like when it does come in. They did say within the next hour watch issuance may be needed, so we'll definitely be waiting for that here in the short term. But again, we do continue with a severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Van Buren and northwestern Kalamazoo counties. If you look on the left side of your screen, we do have Jonah and Owen Drake out in the field. They are near the Three Rivers area, and they are in position for these storms as they continue to lift off to the north and east. Okay. Taking a look at some things behind the scenes. I don't have any storm reports coming in right now from these storms. Let me take a look quickly behind the scenes. Probably look at the wrong outage maps. Not seeing anything so far. Take a look. But just take a look at some things behind the scenes. If I go silent, I'm still here. I'm just checking out some stuff behind the scenes. And not really seeing too many in the way of outages right now related to these storms, which is some good news. Might be a sign these winds are not fully mixing down to the surface. Could still be windy, but just not necessarily enough to be seeing much in the way of power outages right now, but that could change very quickly. So you definitely want to remain inside, preferably in that interior room away from windows. Zooming in again on this storm, particularly near the Lawton area, it's where we've been watching some signs of rotation over the last several minutes. I'll go back to our velocity product. And this is the Grand Rapids radar. Again, our base velocity product is still showing, albeit a few thousand feet up, winds of 70 to 80 miles per hour near and east of Lawton, heading towards Mattawan. That may not fully be mixing down to the surface, but nonetheless, definitely some gusty winds possibly, at the very least with this storm. And they are rotating as well. If I take a look at storm relative velocity, there is still some signs of broad rotation over the Lawton area, heading towards Mattawan. And we are also still watching a secondary broad circulation near the Almena area. That'll be heading towards Alamo over the next few minutes. Again, we're not seeing anything imminently tornadic. I'm going to take a look from the Northern Indiana radar just for additional perspective in the same general thing. Some broad rotation near the Mattawan area. I do think the Northern Indiana radar is kind of in between, but Northern Indiana's doing a slightly better job showing it. Pretty much along near the I-94 corridor, near the it's on the northwest, could be had on the northwest side of Mattawan, kind of near the school campuses there on the west side of Mattawan, where we're seeing this rotation near the air park, and kind of near Paw Paw High School as well is where we're seeing this potential rotation. As for our northern circulation, some landmarks near the Wolf Lake fish hatchery is where we're seeing this potential additional circulation. Fairly broad, nothing imminently tornadic, I don't think, but just something we are watching in the short term. I will say it might be tightening up just a little bit near the Lawton and Mattawan areas, at least on the Grand Rapids radar. It may be tightening up a little bit. So if you're near the Mattawan area as the course of least regret, I would definitely consider taking your tornado precautions briefly. I don't have any imminent indications of a tornado on the ground, but with the rotation tightening up just a little bit, I just want to err on the side of caution of these storms, as they could spin up very quickly. Nothing imminent on debris tracker or anything like that, but just erring on the side of caution here. Okay, so again, and we are watching another storm near the Decatur area. I'm going to take a look at that. Maybe some broad rotation with that as well. Yep. Just west of the Decatur area, near the Fritzburg area, we are watching another area of broad and weak rotation as well. Nothing imminently tornadic with that one, but I am a little bit getting, again, it's still broad, but I think we do have rotation picking up a little bit near the Matawan area. Taking a look, and it looks like we got a tornado watch starting to come in here. It does appear. I am starting to see possible. All right, we got a tornado watch coming in now for looks like our counties. So far, counties along and south of I-96. I'm going to take a look at it as it starts to come into our system here. We now have a tornado watch coming in. This is going to be for the following counties. I'm actually going to turn radar off just for a minute, just so we can see the counties in this tornado watch. It's going to be Allegan, Barry. If you are in the following counties, listen up. Allegan, Barry, Eaton, Van Buren. And it looks like Van Buren, Kalamazoo, Calhoun, Berrien, Cass, and St. Joseph.
We're on this tornado warning here.
Yep.
We'll be getting eyes on it soon.
Yep. All right, so we got a tornado warning coming in now for portions of Van Buren and Kalamazoo counties. I repeat, a tornado warning in this red polygon. This means you need to be taking your tornado shelter precautions right now. If you are in this red polygon here, that is a tornado warning for portions of Kalamazoo and Van Buren counties until 7:15. At 6:27 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over the Matawan area or near Paw Paw, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. So if you're near the Matawan, Almena areas, Parchment, northwest, especially northwest side of Kalamazoo, and the Alamo area, as well as Cooper, Richland Junction, East Cooper, you'll want to be taking shelter right now. By shelter, if you got a basement or storm shelter, you'll definitely want to go there. But if not, a small interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building away from windows is definitely you want to be. If you're in mobile homes or vehicles, I need you to get out of mobile homes now. These storms are moving very quickly, so do not wait. But you need to get out of those mobile homes and get to a sturdy structure, whether that's a neighbor's house or if you're near a gas station, convenience store, or something of that nature. You need to be getting to a sturdy structure right now if you are in this tornado warning polygon. So I'm going to pull up the full warning text here. And this is again, the National Weather Service at Grand Rapids. This is at 6:27. A tornado warning for East Central Van Buren County and northwestern Kalamazoo County and southwest Michigan until 7:15 p.m. At 6:27 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over the Matawan area or near Paw Paw, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. Hazard is a tornado. Source is radar-indicated rotation. Impact, frying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. This dangerous storm will be located near the Kalamazoo, Matawan, and Westwood areas around 6:30 p.m. and Parchment around 6:35 p.m. I will be doing a storm track on this storm momentarily as well. Other locations impacted by this tornadic thunderstorm include the Oshtemo area, Alamo, and Cooper. Take cover now. Move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Torrential rainfall is occurring with this storm and may lead to flash flooding. Do not drive your vehicle through flooded roadways. So again, we're on the reflectivity right now. And we do have Jonah and Owen's feed here. They are heading for this storm. They are looking towards this storm as well. So again, we're gonna go the velocity right now. I'm gonna go to the Grand Rapids radar, and you're looking at base velocity, it might not look like much, but we're going to go to storm relative velocity. And that's going to do a little bit better job of showing this potential rotation between the Matawan and Doherty's Corners areas where we're seeing this potential rotation, potential tornadic circulation, kind of near Stadium Drive, South 4th Street, West KL Avenue, Van Cow Street. So if you're in any of these areas I'm highlighting right now, it is near Newman's Airport, if you're familiar with that area. Ridgeview Golf Course. It's going to be in that general area over the next over the next few minutes. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit, and we're going to take a storm track of this off to the northeast. Again, it is moving quickly at 55 miles per hour. So if you are in this tornado warning polygon, do not wait. Be in shelter right now. It looks like we got a severe thunderstorm warning coming in for Cass and St. Joseph counties as well. I will go down to that warning in just a second. But we do have for this tornado warning, it looks like some locations impacted. It's going to be the Doherty's Corners area in the next 5 minutes or so. But be in shelter right now in Doherty's Corners. Cooper in the next few minutes as well, around 13 minutes. And then this is a heads up downstream, the Plainwell area in the next 15 to 20 minutes or so. If you're near the Lake Doster Golf Club and Doster areas, I want to say in the next 20 minutes or so, you have to pay attention as well. You're not in a tornado warning right now, but if this does hold together, a tornado warning may eventually be required for southeastern portions of Allen County and potentially southwestern Berry County as well. So if you're especially now in the northwestern Kalamazoo County, northwest of Kalamazoo proper, in the Ashtimo areas, Parchment, East Cooper, Richland Junction, you need to be taking your tornado precautions right now. So we're going to go south now to our severe thunderstorm warning. And we are showing some signs of rotation with that near the Edwardsburg area. But we do have a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts along with a tornado possible tag for most of the central portions of Cass County, also in the northwestern St. Joseph counties is where we're going to be with that one. So, again, I'm going to pull up the warning text on this real quickly, but we are seeing some signs of rotation with this storm as well, near the Edwardsburg area, if you're taking a look here on our map at the velocity products. So we'll go back to reflectivity really quick while I pull up the warning text behind the scenes here. You can kind of see that little hook echo that we see here, that little hook signature that we look for rotating thunderstorms. It's there near the Edwardsburg area. The National Weather Service in northern Indiana has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern St. Joseph County, that's north central Indiana. But we also have a severe thunderstorm warning for central Cass County and northwestern St. Joseph County until 7:15 this evening. At 6:31, a severe thunderstorm is located over the Granger area, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. Hazard is 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Source is radar indicated. Impact, expect damage to roofs, siding, and trees. And so if you're in this severe thunderstorm warning, you'll want to remain alert for a possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. If you spot a tornado, go at once into the basement or small central room in a sturdy structure. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. And a tornado watch does remain in effect. This goes until 11 p.m. for north central Indiana and southwest Michigan. Again, we do have a tornado watch in effect for all southwest Michigan. I know that tornado warning came in as I was going over that. But that goes until 11 p.m. this evening. So again, this cell we are watching, we're going to be on it for just a little bit. Then we got to go back to our tornado warning. But again, we are monitoring some signs of rotation near the Edwardsburg area. I'm going to take a look. No signs of tornado debris yet, but if you're near Edwardsburg, towards Cassopolis, Eagle Point, the Brownsville community, Spring Beach, Vandalia, Penn, Wakely, over towards eventually Marcellus, the Nicholsville, Vollinia, and LaGrange areas, you want to be inside. I would preferably take your tornado precautions since we are showing signs of rotation, just to err on the side of caution. But we're going to go back to reflectivity. I got to go back north to our tornado warning, which they have updated as well. Just remove some areas that were in it. If you're in the Matawan, Paw Paw, and Lawton areas, you have been removed from the tornado warning. But we do continue with a severe thunderstorm warning for the next 20 minutes or so. That still has a tornado possible tag. But from this particular storm, you are all clear. There are other storms off to our southwest that we'll have to watch there as well. But focusing on our tornado warning, our rotation, if I go back to velocity, we'll go to storm relative. I will say it's looking a bit broader than it was. We're not really seeing the tighter circulation that we were seeing earlier, but we are still indicating some signs of rotation east of the Doherty's Corners area, right along US 131. Near the Westwood area, kind of near where US 131 and Business US 131 meet, near the Twin Lakes area. We are still seeing some signs of at least broad rotation. Not as tight as it was earlier. And if you can see on the, aside from the rotation threat and possible tornado, it's very, very torrential rainfall. As you can see on the left side of the screen on Jonah and Owen's live feed. Very, very heavy rainfall of these storms, which could, aside from the damaging wind and tornado potential. But still some weaker rotation being detected near the US 131 corridor, west of Kalamazoo. This will be heading towards the Cooper area. Let's see what that is from the National Weather Service. Alright, now it's just a tornado warning continuation. And so Cooper, Alamo, there's probably some gustier winds there. You want to be inside. Definitely want to be in shelter, I should say. But Cooper, Parchment, East Cooper, and Richland Junction, you still need to be taking your tornado precautions. I know it's saying it looks a little bit broader right now, but it could tighten back up at a moment's notice. So you don't want to mess around with the storm. You want to be inside in your tornado shelter. Take a look. I'm going to take a look at debris tracker. I'm not seeing anything definitive in terms of a tornado on the ground here, which is good news. Hopefully we can get that to remain the case. But you definitely still treat it as it is potentially on the ground and take shelter right now. Alright, we're going to go back south now. Actually, in eastern Allegan County, we're watching these cells as well. Nothing imminently tornadic, I don't think, with these, but we are watching maybe some rotation near the Plainwell area. Nothing imminently tornadic with these. I think these are more gusty wind potential, but something we are still watching as well. Alright, we're going to go south now to our storm near the Edwardsburg and Cassopolis areas. We're going to take a look at velocity on this as well. And we're still showing some signs of rotation between Edwardsburg and Cassopolis. Go to storm relative. Alright, it's showing good on base velocity. Southeast of the Daly area is where we're seeing this rotation. Near the Pine Lake Street and M62 area. South of Hospital Street is where we're seeing this. And it looks like we got a new tornado warning now coming in for Cass and St. Joseph County. This is for that circulation we've been watching. A new tornado warning now for Cass and St. Joseph counties. This goes until 7:15 p.m. So a tornado warning has now also been issued for, let me zoom out just for a second so I can get the full picture. It's going to be central portions of Cass County and the northwestern St. Joseph County. I know this area, anxiety is probably high, as I know going on a month ago now we had tornadoes in this same area. Unfortunately, we have another tornado warning. You'll need to be going for your tornado shelter precautions again if you're in Cass and northwestern St. Joseph counties. I'm going to pull up the warning text here from the National Weather Service in northern Indiana. Give me just a second here. And the National Weather Service in northern Indiana has issued a tornado warning for central Cass County and northwestern St. Joseph County in southwestern Michigan. This goes again until 7:15 p.m. this evening. At 6:40 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located near the Edwardsburg area, or 7 miles northwest of Simonton Lake, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. Hazard is tornado. Source is radar indicated rotation. I do not have any confirmation of a tornado on the ground yet, but one could touch down at a moment's notice. So you definitely still want to take your tornado precautions. Impact. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. This dangerous storm will be near the Cassopolis area around 6:45. And Marcellus around 6:55 p.m. Just a second, I gotta get a drink of water real quick. Okay. Other locations impacted by this tornadic thunderstorm include Penn, Vandalia, Diamond Lake, Daly, Howardsville, Flowerfield, Paradise Lake, Donnell Lake, Wakely, and Eagle Lake. If you are near any of these areas I just called out, take cover now. Move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. So, again, we continue with this tornado warning now for Cass and St. Joseph counties. I'm going to go back to velocity here. I will say it's a little bit broader than it was earlier, but we're still seeing some rotation near the Cassopolis area. I'm going to do a storm track now, carry it off to the northeast. And it is moving northeast at around 50 miles per hour. And that's going to take it generally towards the Cassopolis area. You need to be in shelter right now. Vandalia area, you need to be sheltered now. Penn area in the next 10 minutes, but do not wait. Be in shelter right now. The Marcellus area in the next 19 to 20 minutes or so, but again, do not wait. You need to be in shelter right now. Flowerfield in the next half hour, but don't wait. You want to be heading towards that shelter right now. And then this will also be eventually moving in the southeastern portions of Van Buren and southwestern Kalamazoo counties. So heads up areas like Lawton, Schoolcraft, eventually Portage as well. If this holds together, warnings may eventually be required for these areas as well. We are also still monitoring our tornado warning off to our northeast across mainly Kalamazoo County at this point. I know the warning does include a portion of eastern Van Buren County, but the rotation is well off to your east into Kalamazoo County, and we are still showing rotation near the Cooper, East Cooper, and Parchment areas, north of Business 131. And this is where we're showing our rotation. I'm going to do storm relatives, see if we can get a little bit better look. There's our circulation there south of the Cooper area. I'm going to zoom in. If you're near the Kalamazoo Nature Center, that's where we're indicating this rotation. Near the KNC camp, west of the Triple H Airport, near D Avenue and Westnedge Avenue, excuse me. That is where we're seeing this potential rotation and possible tornado. Okay, they have updated our tornado warning again. If you were in eastern portions of Van Buren County, you are all clear now for the tornado warning. This is mainly for a small portion of northern Kalamazoo County now. Mainly the Cooper, Parchment, East Cooper, and Richland Junction areas. You are still in this tornado warning, and this goes until 7:15. This tornado warning continues. So if you're in these areas, you still need to be taking your tornado precautions. We're still seeing rotation, which could, if it has not developed into a tornado, it could at a moment's notice. I'll take a look at correlation coefficient. Okay, that does not match up with reflectivity. We thought we saw what looked like something there, but it's not, because if we go back to reflectivity, it does not match up with higher reflectivity. That looks to just be inflow or something. But still, if you're near the Cooper, Parchment, East Cooper, Richland Junction areas, you need to be taking your tornado precautions right now. And also, if you are in southwestern Berry County, especially in Berry County, warnings may be required down the line as well if this holds together. So, while you're not under warnings right now in Berry County, something we will be watching for in the short term. So again, taking a look at the general situation, we have 2 tornado warnings in effect across the West Michigan weather coverage area. This is for a portion of northern Kalamazoo County, and also portions of Cass and St. Joseph counties. We also have severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for portions of Cass, St. Joseph, Van Buren, and Kalamazoo counties. We have a tornado watch that is also in effect for most of southwest lower Michigan, including Allegan, Berry, Eaton, Van Buren, Kalamazoo, Calhoun, Berrien, Cass, and St. Joseph counties. We have a tornado watch that is in effect until 11 p.m. this evening. And aside from the tornado threat, with the tornado watch, scattered damaging wind gusts up to 65 miles per hour are likely. We do have warnings for up to 70 mile per hour winds. And again, an isolated large hail events up to 1 inch in diameter. So again, we're not super concerned about large hail, but the potential of an isolated hailstone up to quarter size is still possible. They are updating our tornado warning. This is our southern tornado warning for Cass and St. Joseph counties. At 6:47 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located over the Cassopolis area, or 9 miles to the southeast, of Dowagiac, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. So we're going to go to velocity again on this storm. And we're still showing signs of rotations again near the Cassopolis Spring Beach area. New scan just coming in, still near the Spring Beach area, near Penn, near Vandalia. Pretty much right along M60 there, east of Decatur Road is where we're seeing the rotation. West of White Temple Road and south of Quaker Street, south of the Penn areas where we're seeing this potential tornadic circulation. And we're going to storm relative velocity. Again, it's still not a tight circulation like we typically see with tornadoes, but still rotating. It could still tighten up within the next radar scan that'll come in the next couple of minutes. So you definitely want to treat this as it is on the ground and be taking your tornado precautions. What I mean by tornado precautions, if you got a basement or storm shelter, you'll want to go there. If you got no basement or storm shelter, then you'll want to go to your small interior room on the lowest floor, preferably away from windows. Preferably as center as you can get. You'll want to put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. And also, when you're in your shelter, if you have something to cover your head, like if you got a desk to get under or something like that, or if you got a helmet to put on, like a baseball helmet, football helmet, bike helmet, any kind of helmet, or as a last ditch effort, if you got a metal cooking pot, you just want something to cover your head from flying debris. Cover your head and neck from flying debris. So, again, if you're near the Penn, Vandalia, Wakely, Marcellus, Nicholsville, Vollinia, over towards Howardsville, the Chamberlain area, and Flowerfield, and also Nicholsville, you need to be in your tornado precautions right now. Our rotation now is being indicated near the Vandalia area, especially the north side of Vandalia is where we're seeing this potential rotation. Still in the Penn area, you'll definitely still want to be in shelter. But circulation near the Vandalia area, I'm going to take a look at correlation coefficient or our debris tracker. I'm still not seeing any indications right now of a tornado on the ground. but one could touch down just as I finish the sentence. So you definitely want to still be taking cover in the tornado warning area. So we're going to go back up to our tornado warning in northern Kalamazoo County and take a look at the rotation on that. I will say it's not looking as tight as it was. Still some signs of broad rotation north of the East Cooper area, west of Richland Junction. So you'd definitely still want to treat this as if it were on the ground and take your tornado precautions. We'll have to see what the Weather Service decides to do in Barry County here shortly. I have not seen anything come in. But they are continuing. I know we were a little bit late. They are continuing our severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Van Buren and Kalamazoo counties until 7 o'clock. They are continuing that for 60 mile per hour wind gusts on all of that tornado possible tag. It looks like have they dropped the tornado warning for northern Kalamazoo County? It looks like they have. Yes, they have. For those of you in northern Kalamazoo County, they have canceled the tornado warning. They have canceled the tornado warning for northern Kalamazoo County. Let me pull the update on that. And it looks like they are going with severe thunderstorm warning for portions of far southeastern Allegan County and Barry County, most of Barry County. You are now under a severe thunderstorm warning. This severe thunderstorm warning is going to go until 7:30 p.m. for the potential of 60. Primary concern with that one is 60 mile per hour wind gusts. So in Barry County, Prairieville, Orangeville, Hastings, the Ivory area, Carlton, Freeport, Woodland, Nashville, and the Asira areas, you are now in the severe thunderstorm warning until 7:30. This is for 60 mile per hour wind gusts. No tornado possible tag on this one. But as I was just discussing, we're still seeing some signs of broad rotation near the Richland area. But at this point, the National Weather Service decides it was not really concerning enough for a tornado warning. And we're not really seeing signs of anything too concerning other than straight line wind potential as it goes into Barry County. So we're going to go back south to our tornado warning. And our circulation with this one's near the Crane Pond State Game area, south of Wake Lee, is where we're seeing this rotation. It's still rather broad, but it's definitely starting to get up there just a little bit. So if you're near the Vandalia area, east of Penn, Wake Lee.
Jacob, this is Owen. I just wanted to give you an update. We're currently in Schoolcraft heading towards Flowerfield looking to intercept this tornado warned storm. Camera is up and we've got some structure coming into view now once we get past this Gordon Food Service truck.
Thank you for that, Owen. Also, if at any time you see anything urgent, feel free to open up audio as well. Just feel free to interrupt me if you do see something urgent.
Copy that.
Alright, so just an update from Owen. I will go ahead and take their feed quickly. They are heading towards Flowerfield area near the Kalamazoo and St. Joseph County lines to head south to intercept this tornado warning. And they are starting to see some structure with it, which you can kind of see on the camera feed there. I know there's buildings in the way and stuff right now. But that feed will be on the left side of the screen, and they will let us know if they see anything with this storm. But as you see, we're still tracking this rotation heading towards the Marcellus area. Again, it's broad, but it is starting to ramp up a little bit, at least on storm relative velocity. So if you're in the Marcellus area, you need to be taking cover right now. Same goes with the Flowerfield area, Howardsville, the Chamberlain area. You need to be taking your tornado precautions right now. Wake Lee, it looks like the worst of their circulation's passing just a hair to your south, but you still want to be taking your tornado precautions. You're likely seeing gusty to damaging winds at the very least, along with heavy rainfall right now. They are updating our tornado warning now. So if you're in Cassopolis, Vandalia, Eagle Point, Brownsville, Let me loop this back just so I can get a few more locations. That's about it, actually. So Cassopolis, Vandalia, Eagle Point, Brownsville. You're all clear from this tornado warning. There are still storms in the area, so you'll still want to remain inside. But you could get out of tornado precautions. You're no longer in this tornado warning. Penn area, give me just a few more minutes. I can give you all clear. The storm is departing, but it's of course the least regret. Stay in your tornado shelters just for a few more minutes. But if you're in the Marcellus, Wake Lee, Nicholsville, Chamberlain, Flowerfield, Howardsville, if you're in any of these areas I'm highlighting, you need to be still remain in your tornado shelter areas. This tornado warning does continue until 7:15 p.m. this evening. At 6:55 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near the Marcellus area, or 11 miles west of Three Rivers, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. I'm going to get our velocity scan back up, and then I'm going to do a storm track off to the northeast on this rotation. Tracking that off to the northeast at about 50 miles per hour is going to...
Jacob, we do have the base of this storm on live stream. We're zoomed in tight on it. Pretty good wall cloud out there, it looks like.
Yeah, I'm going to go to their feed really quick. We do have a potential wall cloud. We do have a wall cloud, it does look like, with this storm. If I take their live feed here... so go back to radar just for a second. Kind of trees in the way, and but you can see on the left side it does look like they're mentioning a wall cloud with this storm, which makes sense with the rotation signatures that we're seeing on radar. So again, if you're near the Marcellus area, you need to be in shelter right now. All right, let me do another storm track. It looks like we got a new scan here, but taking this track for the rotation off to the northeast, it's going to take it towards the Schoolcraft, the Chamberlain area in the next 10 minutes. Marcellus, you need to be in shelter right now. It's right on your doorstep. Chamberlain in the next 10 minutes, 9 to 10 minutes, but do not wait. Be in shelter right now. And then this is a heads up for areas like Schoolcraft in the next 15, 16 minutes or so. Eventually the Perry Airport in the next 18 minutes. The Gordneck State Game area in 20 minutes, and Texas Corners in 21 minutes. Also, eventually Portage will say in the next 20 minutes or so as well. If this rotation does keep up, a tornado warning will eventually be required for portions of Kalamazoo County. So if you're near the Flowerfield, Howardsville area as well, you need to be taking your tornado precautions right now. Our rotation is near the Marcellus area, near Skyhawk Lake, if you're familiar with that area. Dutch Settlement Street, M40. Dutch Settlement Street and M40 is where I'm seeing this potential rotation. Just south of the Marcellus area, south of Marcellus Highway, we are seeing some definite signs of rotation with this storm. We do have a wall cloud. If I go to our live feed here from Jonah and Owen, they are seeing a wall cloud with this storm. We will have to watch this storm. If it develops a tornado, we'll be seeing it right here on stream. So we're going to go back to Doppler radar, and you can see it on the left side of the screen. We are seeing a wall cloud with this storm. And our rotation now as a ready to scan comes in on radar. Southeast side of Marcellus is where this is going to be. Marcellus, you definitely still want to be inside. Heavy, heavy rainfall. Probably some gusty winds right now. You want gusty to damaging winds.
Jacob, we're getting the big camera out to confirm, but I believe what we're looking at right now is the wall cloud and base and potentially a tornado on the ground. But we are getting the big camera lens out to confirm.
Okay, thank you for that, Owen. All right, so we don't want to confirm it as a tornado on the ground. It's definitely a wall cloud. But I would treat this as this is a tornado on the ground near the Marcellus area. You want to treat this as as it was on the ground. We cannot confirm it just yet, but we are definitely seeing some potential signs that we might be heading that way towards the Marcellus area. So Howardsville, Chamberlain. If you're near East Main Street in Marcellus or Highway 216, If you're near Brody Street, Knight Road. We're on Highway 216 here, near the county. And it looks like we got a new tornado warning now coming in for southeastern Van Buren and Kalamazoo counties. This is the area I was highlighting just a few minutes ago. So if you're in southeast Van Buren County and Kalamazoo County, we have a new tornado warning that is in effect until 7:45 p.m. this evening. This is for this potential tornadic thunderstorm near the Marcellus area, moving off to the northeast. So if you're in the Lawton, Mattawan, Vicksburg, Pavilion, Portage, Galesburg, Kalamazoo, Parchment, Augusta, Richland, Alamo, you need to be taking your tornado precautions right now. So this does include the city of Kalamazoo. You need to be taking shelter right now, as this potential tornadic circulation will be moving into Kalamazoo County within the next few minutes. So I'm going to pull up the warning text here from the National Weather Service. And again, this is a tornado warning in effect for southeastern Van Buren County and Kalamazoo County. This is from the National Weather Service in Grand Rapids. This warning goes until 7:45 p.m. At 7 o'clock p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over the Marcellus area, or 10 miles northwest of Three Rivers, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. Hazard is tornado. Source is radar indicated rotation. We do have a visual of a wall cloud on our live camera feed on the left side of your screen. And again, impact, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. This dangerous storm will be near Portage and Schoolcraft around 7:10. Kalamazoo around 7:15 p.m. Westwood around 7:20 p.m. Parchment and Comstock Northwest around 7:25 p.m. Galesburg, Richland, and Gold Lake around 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Other locations impacted by this tornadic thunderstorm include Comstock, Augusta, Scotts, the Oshtemo area, Alamo, and Cooper. Take cover now. Move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Torrential rainfall is occurring with this storm and may lead to flash flooding. Do not drive your vehicle through flooded roadways. Again, if I zoom in again here, our primary area of circulation is going to be near the Marcellus.
Hey Jacob, I'm turning our mic
area,
on. Let me know if it's too
near
loud.
The Chamberlain area, heading towards
just want you guys to be able to hear what we're thinking through here.
As you can see on the left side of the screen there, we do have a wall cloud.
Right now we're
it could touch down at any moment here. So
looking over at this base here. It's coming right at us. We've got
Pavilion,
a good south, east-west option to our
on
south
carry
that
it
we're
off
going
to
to
the
take here in a little
northeast.
bit. Not seeing anything on the ground at the moment.
Just a second. Carry this off to the northeast.
Funnel?
At around 50 miles per hour, it's going to take it to Portage in the next... Let me zoom in a little bit more. Schoolcraft in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But do not wait for 10 minutes.
I think we got to move.
You need to be taking shelter right now.
I think we got to get going.
Kaya on Facebook is saying my phone just went off in Texas Corners. So thank you for that. You definitely want to be in shelter
Maybe.
there in Texas Corners.
Come on.
But Schoolcraft, next 10
Don't be
minutes.
nervous.
Portage, 18 minutes. Vicksburg, you'll definitely want to be in shelter right now. I know you're not on our list here, but definitely want to be in shelter now as well. Portage in about 18 minutes. Kalamazoo, Battle Creek
Yeah, I don't think there's anything on the ground.
Airport in about 22 minutes. Western Michigan University in the next 23 minutes. Kalamazoo in 25 minutes. Galesburg in 31 minutes.
I see the little
Richland and
appendage.
Augusta. They're not showing on my list here.
Yeah, I see it.
A few more locations for you.
This is definitely still the best base.
Triple H Airport in 31
Oh,
minutes.
that's so warm.
Alwinsburg in 34 minutes. Richland in 35 minutes. Richland Junction in 36 minutes. The Fort Custer Recreation Area in 36 minutes. Same with the Fort Custer Training Center in 36 minutes. Augusta in 37 minutes. If you're on any of these locations I am calling out,
Do you
need
think
to be
this
taking
dark
your
area
tornado
here is
precautions
a tornado?
Right now. By tornado
think it
precautions,
is.
I mean
You don't think?
I mean a basement.
It
if
could
you've
be
got
rain
one.
wrapped, but
If you or storm shelter. If you do not have a basement,
Really in the right spot.
I mean,
go into that
everything's supposed to
small
be due
interior
west of
room
us
on the
now.
lowest floor,
It's supposed to be due west of
away
us.
from
Maybe it is,
away
but
from
shit.
windows. Get as center as you can. Put as many walls between
really
you and the
vertical,
outside
left
as
edge on
possible.
that,
So if you
man.
got an
I
interior
think this is going
closet
outflow
or
dominant. Actually,
bathroom,
look at this. I think
or
it's
even an
going out.
interior hallway,
Yeah, it could be.
you just
think
want
it's
to put
blown
as
out.
many walls
Or
between
it's
you and the outside
submerging.
as possible. If you're
You
in a
wanna
mobile
look
home or
back down at
vehicle,
the
you
state
need
line
to,
by
you need to
Edwards
get
right
out of
there.
those right now. Find a
Might be doing it
substantial
again.
structure.
I think it is.
Whether that be a neighbor's
I
house,
think it
or
all might
your
just. I think it's
gas
blowing out
station
though.
convenience store, or any substantial structure. You need to get there right now. I know in
By far the
apartment
tightest
buildings,
couplet
if you're
right here, though.
upstairs, you want to get to downstairs neighbors if you can and get in that interior room. I know in downtown Kalamazoo, you got the big tall
so
buildings
much
there. You want to
moisture.
be
These things
in
are so,
the center,
like, foggy.
interior,
Yeah.
lowest floor.
Let's need to let it warm up a minute. Really
Oh yeah.
well-defined little elephant trunk there. Got some scud on the left side of it too. Upward motion scud on the left side.
So we're taking a look
Both places too. Look right there.
Yeah.
All right, this thing's coming up on us fast.
Yeah. We probably need to move.
Unless we want to intercept winds, I don't see anything on the ground.
That doesn't mean I can't drop one right now.
Yeah. Probably shouldn't with these power lines.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably should move.
Yeah, we need to move. Let's go south to our next option. Just get out away from the power lines at least.
All right, so taking a look at radar, our circulation continues. We are still showing a broad but strong circulation near the Chamberlain and Flowerfield areas. Near Flowerfield Road is where we're seeing the circulation. Near US 130, heading towards US 131. If you are driving on US 131 between the St. Joseph County line and the Kalamazoo County line, you need to get off the road right now. Take the nearest exit, get to a substantial structure. You should not be driving along US Highway 131, especially in Kalamazoo County, and especially in I-94 between Paw Paw and Battle Creek. You need to be getting off the road right now and take shelter. How's Levi on Facebook's asking, how's Plainwell? Plainwell, you are in a severe thunderstorm warning right now. We're not imminently concerned with a tornado threat. Just some gusty winds, probably some heavier rainfall at this point. We're not imminently concerned about a tornado threat there. Our primary focus right now is mainly northwestern St. Joseph County now. Marcellus area are technically in this updated tornado warning that just came in, but you'll probably be all clear from that in the next few minutes. But Flowerfield, you need to be taking shelter. You should have been in shelter a little while ago. Schoolcraft, you need to be in shelter in the next few minutes. As we continue to watch this the tightening circulation near the Schoolcraft area. Vicksburg, you need to be in shelter right now. Portage, you need to be in shelter right now. Downtown Kalamazoo, you need to be heading towards shelter. Galesburg, Augusta, Richland, Parchment, Alamo, Comstock, Cooper, East Cooper, Richland Junction, Midland Park, Gull Lake, Augusta, Halwinsburg. If you're at or near any of these locations I'm calling out, you need to be taking shelter right now. As we got a rotating thunderstorm that could drop a tornado at a moment's notice. As you can see on our live feed on the left side of your screen, we got a very, very strong thunderstorm that is rotating, and it could drop a tornado at any moment. Taking a look from a different radar site. Again, this is Northern Indiana radar. We're still showing this rotation. So I'm going to do another, for those of you to the north in Berry County, we're not showing any signs of imminent rotation, probably just some gustier wind potential as of right now. Across Berry County, you still remain under a severe thunderstorm warning for the next 20 minutes or so until 7:30. Again, we're not showing any imminent indications of a tornado threat. What I'm mainly seeing here is a gusty wind threat up to 60 miles per hour across areas like Freeport, Carlton, Hastings, back towards Orangeville, Prairieville, and Plainwell. It's mainly a damaging straight line wind threat right now. Definitely want to be inside, preferably in that sturdy structure. And if you can, on the lowest floor away from windows. We're not imminently concerned about a tornado threat with this storm right now. This is mainly a damaging wind threat. We are watching other cells near the Belding and Edmore areas as well. These are not severe, although we are watching maybe some signs of rotation near the Edmore area. This is not we're not imminently concerned about tornado threat with these, but they are rotating. We will be watching those as well. But since there's no severe warnings with this activity right now, it's something our focus has been on these active warnings across southwest Michigan. And we continue with a tornado warning for extreme northeastern Cass, extreme northwestern St. Joseph, extreme southeastern Van Buren County, and most of Kalamazoo County. Those are our active tornado warnings across our coverage area. So we're going to go back to reflectivity and just take a general look at the structure of this storm. As you can see, you kind of see it rotating there near the Schoolcraft area, Flower Field, over towards Portage. We're going to take a look at hail tracker really quickly. There may be some indications of small hail as well of this storm. Near the Schoolcraft area, it's going to be heading towards Portage and Kalamazoo over the next few minutes. Some indications of at least small hail potentially with this storm. If you're in Cass and St. Joseph counties, they are allowing the severe thunderstorm warning to expire in Cass and St. Joseph counties. A tornado warning does remain in effect for the far, and they are expiring the tornado warning as well for Cass and St. Joseph counties. So Cass, St. Joseph counties, there's still storms ongoing in the area, but we are all clear from any severe or tornado threat, at least for the short term. So our primary focus is now moving into Kalamazoo County now. Van Buren County, you're still under the tornado warning, but I think give you a few more minutes in the Matawan and Lawton areas, I can give you an all clear. Just give me a few more minutes, we can clear you from the tornado warning, but the storm is starting to move into portions, into Kalamazoo County. Has been moving into Kalamazoo County. So our rotation right now, I go back to velocity, is near the Schoolcraft area right now. You can see our wall cloud here on Jonah and Owen's live feed on the left side of your screen. In fact, I'll actually take
Hey, Jacob, if you don't have our camera full, take us full for a few minutes. Really nice structure out here.
Yep, so we're going to take their camera feed full.
We can confirm we're streaming live audio now. We can confirm that we're not seeing really any rotation with this. Just really low hanging front end of this storm, forward flank of this storm. Well, you want to follow this? You want to see if we get any winds here? Or? Continuing with tornado warning.
Yep, just a quick note. They have,
Yeah.
if you are in Van Buren, if you are in those far southeastern portions of Van Buren County, you are all clear from the tornado warning now. So Lawton and Matawan areas, you are all clear from the tornado warning. So as you can see on our live feed here from Jonah and Owen, we do have some decent structure with this storm, and it is rotating at least at the mid levels. No signs of a tornado on the ground yet, but it could touch down at a moment's notice. So on radar here, It looks like they're starting to move, so we're gonna see very, very nice structure with this storm. It is rotating, at least at the mid levels. On radar, our circulation is near the Schoolcraft area. In fact, I will go back to just a moment here. We're gonna go back to radar. We are indicating our rotation near the Schoolcraft area. It is a little bit broader on this scan. It's still rotating, but it's not quite as tight as it was just a few minutes ago. But it could cycle back up relatively quickly. So if you're in Schoolcraft, you need to be in shelter right now. Kid Trill is asking on Facebook, where are you at now? Jonah and Owen, if you're asking, they're near the Flower Field and Schoolcraft area. Also, just as an operational heads up, I don't know if your location overlay is working correctly or not. That's still showing you in Free Rivers.
No, it's not. We'll just go ahead and hide that top banner.
Okay, just wanted to let you guys know if you weren't aware. Alright, so that top banner on the screen, they have just hidden it. That's not working. They are near the circulation, near the Schoolcraft area. So again, Schoolcraft, you need to be in shelter right now. Vicksburg, shelter right now. Lemon Park, Pavilion Center, Portage, tornado shelter right now. Newest scan coming in still has a broader circulation near the Schoolcraft area. I should take a look at it from another radar site. Northern Indiana is showing the same general thing. Broad rotation near the Schoolcraft, on the east side of Schoolcraft and west of Vicksburg, but you need to be taking shelter right now in this tornado warning. Actually, okay, it looked like high wind, looked like some rotation there on the Northern Indiana radar. It looks just more like high wind to me near the Kalamazoo area. Maybe some higher winds there. The rotating part of this thunderstorm is now east of US 131 in Schoolcraft, towards the Oakland Drive and VW Avenue area, east the U Avenue area, Portage Road, near the Prairie View County Park is where we're seeing this potential rotation. That's going to be heading towards the Osterhout Avenue area, I believe that is. Gordon Neck Lake area, Portage Road. There's the Chicago-style pizza restaurant in that area, or Lake Center Elementary School, Schreier Park, Lakeview Park. If you're near these areas I'm highlighting, Alston Lake, you need to be taking cover right now. If you are in Portage proper, you need to be taking cover right now. If you are in Kalamazoo or at the Kalamazoo Battle Creek International Airport, you need to be in shelter. Parchment, Comstock, Galesburg, Howlandsburg, Augusta, Cooper, East Cooper, Richland Junction, Midland Lake, and Gull Lake. You need to be taking shelter right now. Again, our bulk of the circulation is near the Schoolcraft and Vicksburg areas, and is moving off to the northeast. I will do another storm track for this now. Again, we haven't had confirmed tornado on the ground with a storm, but it could spin up at a moment's notice. So, alright, looks like they got caught by a train there on the live feed there. Although circulation near the Vicksburg area is going to be tracking towards Galesburg in the next 15. Let me zoom in and try and get a few more locations. The Ramona Park in 5 minutes. You need to be in shelter right now. Collins Corner in the next 10 minutes or so, but you need to be in shelter right now. Comstock in the next 13 minutes. East Comstock in the next 14 minutes. Lawndale in the next 14 minutes. Galesburg in the next 16 minutes. The Galesburg Speedway in the next 16 minutes as well. The Fred McLinden Nature Trails in the next 16 minutes. The Augusta Floodplain Nature Preserve in the next 18 minutes. Howlandsburg in the next 19 minutes. Fort Custer Recreation Area in the next 21 minutes. Augusta in the next 21 minutes. Eagle Lake in the next 22 minutes. And Fort Custer National Cemetery in the next 23 minutes. You're just outside the warning there. Some more locations for you. Richland in the next 21 minutes. Augusta in the next 21 minutes. Eagle Lake in the next 22 minutes. Gold Lake View East in the next 22 minutes. Same with Gold Lake. South Gold Lake in the next 23 minutes. The W.K. Kellogg Experimental Forest area in 23 minutes. Same with the Fort Custer National Cemetery. Highland Park in 23 minutes. Midland Park in 24 minutes. The Sloten Bray Golf Club, I think that is, in 24 minutes. Stonehenge South in 24 minutes. Augusta Creek State Fish and Wildlife Area in 25 minutes. The Kellogg Biological Station in 25 minutes. Turner's Corner in 25 minutes. And Level Park eventually in the next 26 minutes as well. If you're in any of these areas I'm highlighting here, you need to be taking shelter right now. Our circulation's getting a little bit stronger again on the northwest side of Vicksburg. So if you're near Vicksburg, you need to be in shelter right now. Portage, Lemon Park, Pavilion. I'm going to go to the debris tracker, and that does not match up with the highest reflectivity, so I'm not necessarily concerned about a tornado on the ground right this second. But a tornado could touch down at any moment, and our circulation is beginning, I think, to tighten up a little bit once again. So if you're in these areas, you need to be taking your tornado precautions right now. Again, that is your basement or storm shelter if you got one. If you don't got one, small interior room on the lowest floor of your sturdy structure. No mobile homes, no vehicles. By interior room, I mean a bathroom or closet or even a hallway. If that's the most central part of your home. No windows, and you want to put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. In that interior room or basement, if you can get under a desk or something like that, or under a stairwell, that's some good ideas as well. And also when you're taking shelter, if you got a football helmet, or any bike helmet, or even a metal cooking pot as a last resort, or you can put a mattress or something over yourselves to protect yourself from any flying debris. So again, we are continuing to watch the circulation near the Vicksburg area, near Portage Road and U Avenue. Now, near South 23rd Street is where we're watching the circulation. Near the Sprinkle Load area, it's near Austin Lake. It's going to be near Ramona Park. So there's the Lakeshore Market right there near the Ramona Park area near Long Lake. If you're towards the Portage Soccer Complex, you need to be taking shelter right now, as we definitely have circulation here on radar, and it could touch down as a tornado at any moment. As you can see on our live feed on the left side of the screen. And our circulation continues near the Lemon Park area now. I do want to pass along this update. I've been busy with the rotation, but for our severe thunderstorm warning up to the north, I'll go up to it really quickly. Allegan County, the far southeastern portion of Allegan County, has been dropped from our severe thunderstorm warning. Again, in this severe thunderstorm warning, we're not really seeing any imminent signs of rotation. This is mainly a straight line wind threat near the Hastings area at this point. Over towards Woodland as well. Mainly straight line winds, I think, at this point. Maybe a little bit of a circulation near the Coates Grove area, but it's looking more like straight line wind threat to me at this point. Our primary concern is with this storm near the Vicksburg area. We are also seeing some signs of a potential additional circulation on the southeast side of Kalamazoo near the Comstock area. We are seeing some signs of an additional circulation as well near Lakewood. Right there along Interstate 94 near the Morrow Lake area, East Comstock, the Millwood area. We are starting to see some additional signs of rotation as well. Not as tight as our circulation to the south near Vicksburg and Pavilion and Portage, but just be aware we are watching additional circulation as well. If you are just joining us here, I'm Jacob Mountain live here at West Michigan Weather. We have Jonah and Owen Drake out in the field near the Vicksburg area in southern Kalamazoo County, where we have tornado warnings in effect for Kalamazoo County, and we also have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for our friends in Berry County as well. And we have been on here for the last hour and a half now as we've had severe and tornado warnings especially across southwest Michigan. And we continue to watch this tornado warning again for Kalamazoo County at least until 7:45 p.m. Newest rate of velocity scan coming in here is showing this rotation near the Lemon Park area, near the Indian Run Golf Club. So the Pomeroy area, Pavilion Center, Collins Corner. If you're near any of these communities, there is the East Lake Airport. Over in that area, you need to be taking shelter right now, as we definitely have circulation here. It could touch down if it is not on the ground. It could touch down at any moment. We have our live feed again from Jonah and Owen on the left side of the screen, and I have spoken to them. Feel free to interrupt me if they do see anything urgently develop.
Jacob, if you want to take our feed again, once we get in a clearing here, we should be able to see a nice V-shaped base.
Yep, so we'll take their feed again momentarily. They have updated the tornado warning. As soon as we get into a clear spot, we'll be taking their feed full. But again, we are continuing to show rotation. Okay, we're going to take it full. As you see, definitely some V-shaped structure of this storm as it continues to rotate as it moves off to the east. So, if Kid Trill is asking on Facebook, can you talk about Benton Harbor and St. Joseph real quick? If I am not talking about your area, you have nothing to really worry about. If I go back to real quick, though, I am not seeing anything of concern right now. There are storms off to the west we'll have to watch for later on this evening. However, that will be arriving later, and by then we should be losing our instability. So there's still some severe weather concerns with this round, but it'll be lower than in this round we have right now. So again, nothing imminent in the Benton Harbor, St. Joseph area. Our primary focus continues to be, as I go back to, so you can see the structure here on our live feed here, on our live camera feed. I'm going to go back to radar really quick, though. Just a lot of trees in the area, so it's kind of obscuring our view. But the circulation we're watching here on radar, as I forgot the hail tracker header was on. There we go. But the pavilion areas where we're seeing our circulation, as you can see how it's kind of hooking around there. And if we go over to velocity, it's definitely still some rotation there. If I go to storm relative, it's a broader circulation, but it's there. So near the pavilion areas where it's at right now. Portage is the course of least regret. You'll want to be in shelter, but the circulation is departing, and I could probably give you an all clear here fairly soon. If you are in the Schoolcraft area, I can give you an all clear. Let me see what that severe thunderstorm warning is about. Okay, that's Indiana. Okay, that severe thunderstorm warning is down in Indiana. So again, our circulation near the pavilion area, moving off to the northeast. So, although I will say, it looks like it could be making a little bit more of an easterly turn, at least in the last couple scans. So, if you're in the climax area, you're not officially under a tornado warning yet, but I am seeing some subtle signs that this rotation may be making an easterly turn. So in the climax area, as a course of least regret, I would be heading towards considering heading towards your tornado shelters, and Battle Creek as well. If this easterly turn continues, Again, you're not under an active tornado warning, but just with the trends we've been seeing here, that may change here in the not too distant future. So, again, if you're in Galesburg, Augusta, Richland, you still want to be in shelter, especially in Galesburg and Augusta. Richland, you still want to be in shelter, mainly some high wind concerns with maybe some weak rotation north of the Lawndale community towards Howlandsburg, but you definitely still want to be in shelter in our northern areas. But our main concern is definitely with the southern circulation near the Pavilion Center area, towards the Cooks Mill area and Scotts, Collins Corner area. And like I said, it is, at least on the last couple of scans, it might have been turning a little more to the east. So that means Climax area. Towards Fort Custer, you'll want to be taking shelter right now. Battle Creek, stick with me here. Lexi is asking, is Kalamazoo okay? If you're in downtown Kalamazoo, you are clear from this tornado warning. If you're on the east side of Kalamazoo, like towards the Borges Medical Center, towards Eastwood, Lakewood, the Comstock area, east side of Kalamazoo, you are close enough to the tornado warning to where I would seek shelter as, of course, the least regret. But downtown Kalamazoo and west, you are clear from this tornado warning. And at least from the short term, we'll have to watch later tonight. But at least the severe weather threat will be lining down for right now in the downtown Kalamazoo areas and points west. So Kalamazoo, West Main be in shelter. West Main, you're probably okay at this point if you're on the west side there. West Main Street, you are not in the tornado warning, so you are all clear, at least from this particular severe thunderstorm. So hopefully that helps you out, Lexi. But west side of Kalamazoo, from downtown Kalamazoo west, you are cleared from this tornado warning. So taking a look at our rotating storm here near the Cooks Mill and Pavilion Center area. Our rotation is near the Cooks Mill area. And I'm going to zoom out, and it looks like it's starting to wrap up a little bit more. Alright, so if you're near Cooks Mill, you need to be taking shelter right now. You need to be in your shelter. South 34th Street, South 36th Street, East MN Avenue, 38th Street. You need to be taking shelter right now. O Avenue, you need to be taking shelter. If you are near and south of I-94, especially on I-94, you should not be driving, especially from Kalamazoo to the Calhoun County line. You need to not be driving right now. Get off at the nearest exit and seek shelter. Like if you're on eastbound I-94, you're going to want to get off either at the Sprinkle Road exit or near the airport, or if you're coming west, or if you're closer to it, there is an exit at 36th Street. You need to be getting off. Take shelter right now. If you are coming in westbound, you're going to want to stop at what appears to be Business I-94. I think that is. Yep, Business I-94. Near the there's a Arlene's truck stop. Columbia Avenue is the road. You're going to need to be seeking shelter there. That's where I would get off. But the circulation continues near the Cooks Mill area. Take a look at debris tracker. I'm still not seeing any imminent tornado debris, but that doesn't mean one can't touch down at any moment. Lane on Facebook is asking, are there going to be other tornado chances later tonight that I should pay attention to? I will say this round we're having right now is our primary tornado potential. The round I was referring to later tonight, if it even is severe, would be a damaging wind threat. So it looks like our Berry County warning has expired and they have not opted to issue anything new. Okay, it looks like they are extending a new tornado warning. This is going to include the city of Battle Creek. This is going to be for Kalamazoo and Calhoun counties. So this does include the cities of Battle Creek and Marshall. You are now under a tornado warning until 8 o'clock. This is an extension of the storm that we have been watching near the Galesburg area. And as you can see over this tornado warning polygon, you will see how it's more easterly. The storm's taking a right turn. And that's not necessarily something we like to see, these storms take a right turn. That means the rotation is increasing and could be... just a heads up, guys, I have the OBS screen. It's not showing an actual... not showing any camera feed at the moment. Just wanted to make you guys aware.
Yeah, we're issues are trying to get it resolved. Don't have 360-degree PTZ capabilities right now.
Okay, thank you. Alright, so they're having some technical issues with the camera feed. I'll just take that down just for a second. But again, this storm's taking a right turn. That's something we don't want to necessarily see. Dr. Rednick on YouTube is asking, I have a video of the Allegan storm developing over Lake Michigan. How do I post it? If you have a Facebook or X account, or you could send it to us there, or you can also email it to us at westmi.wex@gmail.com. You can send it to us there. But yeah, tag us on social media, or you can email it to us as well. Or if you send to us on Messenger or something like that, you can do that as well. They are updating our... It's a continuation of the tornado warning for Galesburg. But again, so if you're in... Also, Dr. Redneck has sent us a $2 super chat donation. Thank you very much, Dr. Redneck, on YouTube. We greatly appreciate your support. Anyways, so again, we are continuing with this tornado warning now for Kalamazoo and Calhoun counties. It will be out of Kalamazoo County in the next few minutes and moving into the city of Battle Creek. So if you are in Battle Creek, Lakeview, Greenfield Park, I'm just checking on their feed, okay. Level Park, Bedford, Penfield, Walnut Point, over towards Marshall, Ceresco, the Old Mill Gardens, Sonoma, Les Roy, Climax. You need to be taking your tornado shelters right now. If you're near the W.K. Kellogg Regional Airport, you need to be taking your tornado precautions right now. So, again, this is for a rotating thunderstorm that has had a history of rotation. And we are showing this rotation near the Galesburg area, near Fort Custer. It is moving off to the northeast, but I will mention it has been turning more easterly. I will go ahead and do a storm track on this circulation right now. Alright, and that's going to take it. Let me zoom in and try and get some more points of interest. Fort Custer Training Center in 4 minutes. W.K. Kellogg Regional Airport in the next 8 minutes. Lakeview in 10 minutes. Downtown Battle Creek in 12 minutes. Maplehurst in the next 14 minutes. And Greenfield Park in the next 15 minutes. Waddles Park in the next 16 minutes. Penfield in the next 18 minutes. Walnut Point in the next 23 minutes. Bellevue in the next 25 minutes. So if you're in any of these areas I'm highlighting, you need to be taking shelter right now. Bellevue, this is in southwestern Berry County. This is a heads up for southern Eaton County as well. If this storm then continues on its current trajectory, tornado warning may eventually be required as well. So let me adjust that track again, actually. But again, we are showing a tighter circulation now near the Fort Custer area. So, just checking on our, still do not have a live camera feed yet. So, Union City, we're not seeing anything imminently concerning. I will say this though, near the near the St. Joseph, I should say, in Kalamazoo County line, we might have another developing circulation south of the Vicksburg area. Not as imminently concerning as the one that has the tornado warning on it. But we'll have to be watching this as well. But Union City, I'm not seeing... We'll keep an eye on these storms, but I think most of it's going to stay to your north as of right now. But we'll keep monitoring the Union City area, but nothing imminent in Union City, Riley. I know Union City back on March 6th was one of the harder hit areas, and I know there's some storm anxiety, but we don't see anything urgently concerning in the Union City area, but we will let you know if that changes. But again, our circulation right now, and it's getting up there, is near the Fort Custer Training Center, heading towards Level Park, Urbandale, Springfield. I'm going to take a look at debris tracker. Still not seeing any debris on radar, but that could change at a moment's notice. So, still don't have a live feed, so we're on radar only right now. But, again, this is strong rotation being indicated on radar near the Fort Custer Training Center. It could, if it has not touched down already, it could do so any minute. Alright, just taking a look behind the scenes here. So again, if you are in Galesburg, do remain in shelter just for a few more minutes, but the strongest part of this storm and the rotation is now off to your east. Still no tornado debris, which is good news. Hopefully that remains the case. But again, we are also still watching our secondary circulation near the Vicksburg area as well. That might be wrapping up a little more. Yeah, it is very strong rotation right over to Fort Custer Training Center. So if you're in, especially west side of Battle Creek, you need to be taking shelter right now, as this could be a developing tornado near the Fort Custer area, moving off to the northeast. So especially the west side of Battle Creek. If you're anywhere in the Battle Creek area, you need to be taking shelter, but especially the west side of Battle Creek, I think, is in the most imminent danger from this potential developing tornado. I know we haven't really talked about areas to the north yet, but we're not seeing any imminent indications of severe weather in areas like Portland, Ionia, Ithaca, Carson City, and then up towards the US 10 corridor. I know we haven't really talked about these areas much. We're not seeing any imminent indications of severe weather. But that doesn't mean it can't change down the line there, but we're not really seeing any imminent indications of severe weather. Alright, so our main focus right now is this tornado warning. It looks like it is mainly leaving Kalamazoo County now into Calhoun County. Going back to our velocity scan, it is actually right at the Kalamazoo-Calhoun County line near Fort Custer. And it's heading towards Springfield, Urbandale, Level Park, near the W.K. Kellogg Regional Airport area. Taking a look at our correlation coefficient debris tracker, we're still not seeing any definitive signs of tornado debris. That doesn't mean this can't change here at a moment's notice. So treat this as it is a tornado on the ground and take shelter right now. If you're in Battle Creek proper, you need to be taking shelter right now. So. We are also still watching our secondary circulation developing near the Vicksburg area. This is not tornado warned, but it is starting to tighten up a little bit, and a tornado warning may eventually be required for southern Kalamazoo County, especially Vicksburg, Pavilion, Gardner's Corners, and Fulton. So just a heads up there, we are watching developing circulation that is starting to tighten up a little bit. There's no warning on it yet, but that could change here in a moment's notice. But our main concern right now is near the Fort Custer area, moving into northwestern Calhoun County. I'm going to do another storm track on this circulation. Track it further off to the northeast, 55 miles per hour. The Urbandale area in 5 minutes, but you need to be in shelter right now in Urbandale. Penfield in 12 minutes. The Osira area in 15 minutes. Bellevue, this is southern Eaton County, in the next 19 minutes, and eventually Olivet in the next 20 to 25 minutes. There is no warning in effect for Eaton County yet, but if these storms hold together, warnings may eventually be required. And that is a rather tight circulation there near the Springfield area. That is a very, very concerning look. So if you're at Level Park, Urbandale, Springfield, this is right near Dickman Road or Highway 96, M96 I think that is. Territorial Brewing Companies, if you're familiar with that area. Near Begg Park, if you're near Hill Brady Road, where you're seeing this very tight circulation. So we're heading towards M37, over towards near the Kalamazoo River, M89. We are seeing a very, very tight circulation. This could potentially be a tornado on the ground. Near the Harts Lake Conservation Area, just northwest of the W.K. Kellogg Regional Airport, we are seeing this rather tight circulation. Fortunately, nothing on debris tracker just yet, but that could change at a moment's notice. So you need to be taking shelter on the west side of north and west side of Battle Creek, especially, is the most imminent danger. But even if you're in downtown Battle Creek or the east side of Battle Creek, do not take chances with the storm, as it could deviate and turn more to the right, and that would put it more into the Battle Creek proper. Newest scan coming in has it near the right over the Kalamazoo River area, heading into Urbandale and Oak Park right now, near Michigan Avenue West, is where M89 is where that is, near the or Jackson Street is where we're seeing this rotation right now. Taking a look again at the debris tracker, luckily no debris being indicated yet, but that could change here at any minute. But we are showing a very, very strong circulation near the Springfield area, and I want you to treat this as it is on the ground. Still no live camera feeds, but again, I want you to treat this as it is a tornado on the ground near Springfield, near the Battle Creek area, Urbandale, Level Park, Bedford. I need you to take shelter right now. Morgan's Corners, up towards the M66 and Highway 78 corridor. You need to be taking shelter right now. This is a potential tornado on the ground near the Springfield area, west side of Battle Creek, especially the northwest side. Behind the scenes. Alright, our circulation on the latest scan now is right over Urbandale. Is where we're seeing this circulation. I'm going to take another look at our debris tracker. Luckily, we're not seeing anything yet, which is good news. But that doesn't mean there's not anything on the ground yet, or that it isn't touching down. So I need you to be in shelter, especially Urbandale, Springfield, Orchard Park, Morgan Corners, Bedford. It's where our strongest circulation is with this storm. So again, that is moving off to the northeast. It looks like they are issuing an updated tornado warning This is going to be for the southern circulation near the pavilion area. This is a new tornado warning for Calhoun and Kalamazoo counties. That's going to go until 8:15. This is going to both be an extension of the tornado warning currently in effect till 8 o'clock, and it's also for this new circulation near the pavilion area. So if you're in Pavilion, Restroy, Sonoma, Joppa, Stanley Corners, Old Mill Gardens, Beetle Lake, Waddles Park, Battle Creek again, Greenfield Park, Ceresco, Walnut Point, Marshall, especially the north side of Marshall, you definitely want to be taking shelter right now as well. I will say our northern circulation is on a weakening trend a little bit, which is what we want to see, is a weakening trend with this storm. This is our northern circulations on a weakening trend, but I think our attention's now turning to the southern circulation near the Pavilion area. Near U Avenue and South 36th Street is where we're seeing the circulation. And
All right, we are abandoning this Battle Creek rotation because it appears to be broadening out, and we're focused on this new rotation back near Vicksburg, between Vicksburg and Climax, that has this new tornado warning on it.
thank you for that update. Alright, so Jonah and Owen, they are still working on their technical issues, I believe, with the camera, but the camera feed, but they are leaving our northern circulation. It is showing signs of broadening out. Bedford, and if you still want to be in shelter in the Bedford area where the circulation is, but we are showing signs of it broadening out. We'll have to see if they issue a warning for southeastern Barry and portions of Eaton County. We will see what the National Weather Service decides to do, but it has been on a general weakening trend over the last few scans. Our primary focus is becoming towards the Pavilion area. East of Pavilion area, we have this developing circulation over the last several scans, and that has prompted the National Weather Service to issue a new tornado warning that is going until 8:15. So I'm going to do a storm track on this newer circulation. Let me just animate it so I get my bearings straight on the track. Looks like it is moving something like this. Moving northeast around 45 to 50 miles per hour. That's going to take it. Zoom in. Les Roy in 9 minutes. Sonoma area in the next 13 minutes. Old Mill Gardens in 16 minutes. Lakeview in 17 minutes. Beetle Lake in 19 minutes. Downtown Battle Creek in 20 minutes. Waddles Park in 23 minutes. Maplehurst in 23 minutes as well. Greenfield Park as well, 23 minutes. Ceresco in 24 minutes. Penfield in 27 minutes. And Walnut Point in 32 minutes. So if you're in any of these areas I just called out, you need to be taking tornado precautions right now for this circulation near the Pavilion area. Taking a look at the debris tracker, I will say it's been ramping up for the last little bit now. It's looking like it's ramping up a little bit. Taking a look at debris tracker, not seeing anything imminent on in terms of tornado debris with this storm, but that could change at a moment's notice. Alright, so if I go silent, I'm just taking a look at stuff behind the scenes. I'm still here. Alright, so I'm going to do a quick check of areas further to the north. I know I haven't really talked about much besides these areas. This is our area of most imminent danger. If you are north of I-96, I'm not too concerned about severe weather right now. Maybe some gusty thunderstorms near the Pewamo area, back towards Portland, Lake Odessa, but not seeing anything imminent concern in terms of severe weather. That doesn't mean it can't change. And then we are monitoring activity. I'm going to go to composite really quickly. We are monitoring additional strong to severe thunderstorms, including tornado activity, tornado warnings to our west. However, this will not be arriving till later this evening, and with the sun setting soon, and these storms out ahead of it taking any instability that we've had, I think our severe threat with this one will be more limited to gusty winds. At this point, I'm not really super concerned about tornado threat with this round. This is mainly going to be a damaging wind threat. If it does produce additional severe weather, we'll be watching it, but we're not super concerned about it at this time. Our primary focus, as I go back to high resolution radar, alright, it looks like our camera feed from Jonah and Owen has returned, so we do have a live camera feed. Alright, I'm just letting you guys know I do have your live camera feed again.
Alright, thank you. Sorry about the technical issues we had there.
Alright, so we do have our live camera feedback again. They are heading towards the southern circulation near the climax area, which we still have it on radar here. Near the climax and the Roy areas, where we're watching this circulation. And we don't have any indications of a tornado on the ground right now with it, but we are watching it very. Okay, let me double check that. Okay, that does not match up. Okay, just checking that CC signature, but it does not really match up with the reflectivity or really the rotational couplet. That could just be inflow or something like that. But again, as you can see on the left side of your screen, this is the rotating storm we are watching near the climax and Roy areas. That's going to move it towards, it's going to move on its current track. It's going to be heading towards the southwest side of Battle Creek in the not too distant future. So if you're in Battle Creek, you need to be in shelter from this storm as well as it moves off to the northeast. Again, our rotation is near the climax area. Again, we don't have any active indications of a tornado on the ground, but that could change at a moment's notice. So I'm going to do another storm track. Just a second here. Move this off to the northeast at around 45 miles per hour. And that's going to take it. Old Mill Gardens in 12 minutes. Lakeview, 13 minutes. Beetle Lake, 15 minutes. Battle Creek, 16 minutes. Waddles Park, 18 minutes. Maplehurst in 19 minutes. Greenfield Park, also in 19 minutes. And eventually Penfield in 23 minutes. And Walnut Point in 28 minutes. And if you're in the tornado warning, do not wait to take cover. You need to be taking cover.
Hey Jacob, we are on this tornado warning storm. This is looking at the base of it, not seeing any obvious rotation. Just some nice lightning and some good structure.
Yep, so this is an on the ground view from Jonah and Owen of this storm. Again, no active indications of a tornado on the ground, but we are showing mid-level rotation with this storm on radar. As I go back to radar, and it could come down to the ground at a moment's notice. So we still want you to take this storm seriously, but as of right now, we do not have any active indications of a tornado on the ground. But again, we're still watching at least mid-level rotation near the climax and Roy areas now. And that is moving off to the northeast. It is going to take it into the Battle Creek area, especially, I want to say, south side of Battle Creek and downtown is my main area of concern from this circulation if it holds together. So areas like Lakeview, Old Mill Gardens, again over towards Waddles Park, Beetle Lake area. These are our main areas of concern. In southeastern Berry County, we are seeing some weak rotation near the Syra area, but we're not seeing any imminent indications of a tornado, I don't think. So, just some weak rotation with that one. There's no active warnings on it, but we're still watching it nonetheless. Our only active warning in effect for the West Michigan weather coverage area is this tornado warning that is in effect for portions of eastern Kalamazoo County, although I do think this will be dropped in relatively short order as it will be going into Calhoun County over the next several minutes. So Galesburg, Pavilion, just give me a few more minutes. I can probably give you the all clear. And yeah, Vicksburg, you're close enough. Give me a couple more minutes, but you probably could get the all clear here shortly as
Hey
well.
Jacob, take our stream full if you can for just a second. This is the base, lots of upward motion, maybe some low-level, moderate rotation as well.
Yep, I have you guys full. So.
Yeah, can confirm big-time rotating wall cloud.
Yep, so this is a rotating wall cloud on this circulation near the Russell Roy area that is going into the south side of Battle Creek. So if you are in Battle Creek, especially downtown south, I need you to be taking cover right now. We have low-level rotation on this storm, as you can see on our live camera feed here from Jonah and Owen, and this could touch down at any moment. So if you are in Battle Creek, especially downtown south, that is the most imminent danger. But even north side of Battle Creek, I need you to be taking cover. But so areas like Lakeview, Old Mill Gardens, the Sonoma area, Sunrise Heights, over towards Springfield Place, downtown Battle Creek, you need to be taking cover right now. We have low-level rotation per our live camera feed, and it could be touching down at any minute here, if not already. So again, this is rotating storm. We are seeing low-level rotation, and it could touch down here at any minute now. So taking a look at the Bree tracker, we're not seeing anything just yet, but that could change at any minute. So they have updated the tornado warning. They have removed Kalamazoo County from this tornado warning. So the Galesburg, Climax, Augusta areas, Pavilion, Vicksburg, you were in this tornado warning. You have been cleared from it. You can come out of your tornado shelters. We're not seeing much more than heavy rainfall. I mean, light to moderate rainfall at this point, but the severe weather danger, at least for now, is over. Well, our circulation right now is now in the Calhoun County, heading just along I-94, west of Old Mill Gardens. It is right along I-94. Nobody should be driving along Interstate 94 between Marshall and the Kalamazoo Calhoun County line. I need you to not be driving right now along Interstate 94. Again, if you are in Battle Creek right now, especially downtown south, is where I think the most imminent danger is from this rotating thunderstorm. Again, we have low-level rotation on our live stream, and it could touch down here at any minute. Again, our strongest rotation right now is near west of the Old Mill Gardens area. And just checking our debris tracker. Still no indications yet. I'm not sure if this is intentional, but I think the camera itself, I still have your webcam, but the 360 cam is black again.
Yeah, we're doing our best. We're getting really bad bumps, and it's causing issues. So the road is really bumpy here. We'll be back on 94 in a second.
Alright, so we're continuing with this circulation. Near the Lakeview area now is where this circulation is. Again, we still don't have any active, don't see any indications of a tornado yet. Zach on X is asking, is this done for Van Buren County tonight? I will say we are monitoring thunderstorms off to our west. I do think the severe weather threat is going to be on the lower end than our current and around moving through right now. But we still could see mainly a damaging wind threat with this as it moves in later tonight. So I don't want to think it's going, I don't want to say it's zero tornado threat for Van Buren County, but I do think at least with the tornado threat as of right now, the worst of it is over for Van Buren County. But still be weather alert tonight, just at least for the potential of gusty to damaging winds with this activity as it moves off to the east. Again, it's going to be a lower end potential than the severe weather we're looking at right now, but it's not zero. So, and we do have their live camera feedback. So again, just some technical issues with the bumps in the road, but as you see, we're not really seeing much there right now. But again, our radar here, our circulation is near the Lakeview area, near the Gogok Lake area, Willard Beach, the Battle Creek Country Club area. A new scan coming in. If you're near Capitol Avenue Southwest, if you're near Riverside Drive, Columbia Avenue, is where we're seeing the circulation right now. And taking a look at debris tracker. Luckily, still no imminent signs of anything, but it's still rotating. It could still touch down at any minute here. So if you are downtown Battle Creek, especially in point south, is the most imminent danger. North side of Battle Creek, I still want you in shelter. In fact, we may see another weak circulation potentially near the Bedford area. Not as imminently concerning, but just something to note. Again, that weak circulation. But our main circulation of concern right now is near the Lakeview area towards Sunrise Heights, and it's moving into especially the south side of Battle Creek and downtown. Point south is my most imminent area of concern. But if you're anywhere in Battle Creek right now, and even areas like Penfield, Maplehurst, Urbandale, you need to be in your shelters right now. By tornado shelter, I mean if you got basement or storm shelter, you want to be there. That's most optimal. But if not, you got a small interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, such as your house. We want to be in the most interior portion of that home on the lowest floor. So by enclosed space like a bathroom or closet, or even an interior hallway, or even if you can get under a stairwell or something. As long as the central part of your home, that's a good location to be. You don't want to be in mobile homes or vehicles. Those are not great places to be. And again, our circulation now is near the Oak Hill Cemetery area, near Main Street, is where I am seeing the circulation. And it's where I'm seeing the circulation right now. Right near where I-94 and I-194 meet. In that area is where I'm seeing the circulation. So if you're near Main Street, if you're near the Dairy Queen there on Main Street, near the Post Franklin Elementary School, or near the Oak Hill Cemetery is where I'm seeing this rotation. If you're near Cliff Street Park, you need to be taking shelter right now.
Big V-shaped base again on this cell.
Yep. As we go back to our live feed here, as Jonah was just pointing out, we have a V-shaped base on this thunderstorm. And we do got a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is not a tornado warning, but a severe thunderstorm warning for Barry, Calhoun, and Eaton counties. It does also have a tornado possible tag on it. So it has a severe thunderstorm warning with tornado possible tag for Barry, Northern Calhoun, southeastern Barry, and most of Eaton counties. This is going until 9:15 p.m. So, again, taking a look at the live feed here, the V-shaped base, and we are showing rotation still. Now entering the east side of Battle Creek. As I go back to radar, it's still on the left side of the screen. You can see our live feed. Rotations now near the Verona Park, Brownlee Park, Greenfield Park areas. And it's heading east of downtown Battle Creek now. It's going to be heading towards the Brownlee Park, Greenfield Park, and Penfield areas, and is an area most of concern in the short term. We're going to go up really quickly to our severe thunderstorm warning. We're seeing some signs of our circulation near the Calamo area in southwestern Eaton County, maybe some signs of circulation. Our main concern up here is wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour, but we are monitoring some weak signs of circulation near the Calamo area. Vermontville, Sunfield. You're likely seeing heavy rainfall and gusty straight line winds right now. And this will be moving towards Mulliken, Grand Ledge, Charlotte, Potterville. These are some of the areas in danger from this storm. Again, primary concern is 60 mile per hour wind gusts, but we also do have the tornado possible tag on it for some potential rotation. But our main concern right now is with this tornado warned thunderstorm in Calhoun County near the Battle Creek area as it continues to move off to the northeast. Our circulation now is, again, right over to Verona Park, Greenfield, and Brownlee Park areas. I'm going to track this off to the northeast as it continues near the Greenfield Park and Maplehurst areas. As it moves off to the northeast, let me zoom that out a little bit. Just a little bit. Then we can zoom back in. Just want to draw the storm track. Northeast at around 45 miles per hour. That's going to take it towards, again, it's right over Greenfield Park, Penfield. You're not in the cone, but you need to be in shelter. This is going to be heading towards Bernard W. Baker's Sanctuary, Olivet in 10 minutes, Olivet in the next 17 minutes. Eventually towards the Anger area in the next 19 minutes. Brookfield in the next 25 minutes. 5 Points Corner as well in 25 minutes. We also have Charlotte in the next 28 minutes. Crippen Field in 28 minutes. The Fitch H. Beach Airport in the 30 minutes. And Eaton Rapids Medical Center in Eaton Rapids eventually in about 30 to 35 minutes as well. So this is a heads up for us, especially southern Eaton County. If this rotation does continue to hold on, a tornado warning may eventually be required. And it looks like our tornado warning has expired. We'll have to see if the National Weather Service decides to issue a new one or not. This could be why they put the tornado possible tag on it as well. But we are still seeing signs of rotation near the Penfield area, and we are seeing at least some signs of rotation on our live feed, camera feed as well. So if you're near Penfield, you're not in a tornado warning yet, but as the course of least regret, I would stay in your tornado shelters at least for a few more minutes. Just with the rotation we're seeing, it could touch down at any given moment. And as for our northern circulation near the Calamo and Carlisle area, I'm going to check. So it is kind of matching up a little bit there. Nothing super concerning. Okay, no, okay. I was just checking that because it was matching a little bit, but We're not seeing anything imminent in terms of tornado threat. This is mainly a straight line wind threat. But if you're near Calamo and Chester, just be aware we are seeing some weak sides of rotation there in Eaton County. Okay, so again, we have no active tornado warnings, at least for the moment, across the West Michigan weather coverage area. Our only severe warning is for Berry, Eaton, and Calhoun counties. This severe thunderstorm warning does go until 9:15 p.m. this evening. And again, the primary concern is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, but we are seeing signs of rotation with these storms. That's been the theme this evening, is these rotating storms continuing to move off to the north and east. And yeah, we are monitoring other storms. I know we haven't really talked about these storms down in St. Joseph County. We just haven't seen anything imminently concerning. I will say maybe a little bit of rotation near the east of the White Pigeon area, towards the Breezy Beach, Bluff Beach, and Clingers area. Again, this is not as imminently concerning, but just something we are seeing a little bit of rotation there. There's no warnings on these storms right now, but we are watching those as well. And I know we haven't really talked about areas north of I-96 much. That's because we haven't really seen a whole lot to be concerned about with these storms. Other than maybe some gusty winds and heavy rainfall, we're not really seeing much to be concerned about in areas like Apple Rapids up towards Newark, North Star, and Ithaca, where I happen to be based. We're not seeing anything extremely concerning at this time, especially with these cells across portions of areas north of Muskegon, like Hart, Whitehall, Shelby Township, up towards Ludington. We're just not seeing a whole lot to be concerned about with these storms. I mean, we're still watching them, but there's nothing too concerning as well with these storms. And we've also got severe thunderstorm warnings off to our west. As I go to composite just for a second, we still have severe thunderstorm warnings off to our west. We'll have to watch these storms for potentially an additional gusty wind threat. However, these will be heading into a less unstable environment as it is becoming dark here, and its ability is already limited, and it'll be dwindling as we lose daytime heating. So these storms are of a little less concern to our west, but could still be carrying at least some damaging wind threat as they come over, especially in the West Michigan near the lakeshore over the next little while. So we'll keep an eye on them, but those are a little less concerning than our storms currently tracking off towards the east. Currently now heading into mainly Calhoun and Eaton counties, but also southeastern Berry County we are watching as well, in our only active severe thunderstorm warning in our coverage area. Again, taking a look at rotation again, we are still showing some rotation near the Penfield area, is where we are showing some rotation on radar. And it's going to be heading towards the Bellevue and Olivet areas in the short term. There's no active tornado warning, but a tornado could still touch down at any given moment. So again, if you're in the Bellevue and Olivet areas, that's of course the least regret. Just with the radar indications I'm seeing of rotation, I would kind of be towards your tornado shelter areas, preferably downstairs in an interior room or basement if you got one, just as the course of least regret. Again, we don't have any imminent indications of a tornado on the ground, but we are showing rotation, and it could touch down at any given moment. And as for up here towards the Chester area in Eaton County, this is mainly straight line wind, damaging wind potential, I think up to 60 miles per hour. Near the Chester area, heading towards eventually Mulliken and potentially Grand Ledge as well. Yeah, we're not seeing as much of an imminent tornado threat with this one. if there's going to be any tornado threat, it's going to be with this circulation down towards Bellevue and Olivet, east of the Penfield area. See Jonah and Owen, they on the left side of the screen, they are still on this storm, heading towards the Bellevue area right now. We're still on this storm, and again, still showing some signs of rotation. Nothing, it's definitely not as organized as it was earlier, I will say that, but there's still some signs of rotation there near the Bellevue area, heading towards Olivet. I'm going to do a storm track of the circulation, and take that off to the northeast, around 50 to 55 miles per hour, and that's going to take it towards the Olivet area in the next 10 minutes or so. Charlotte in 18 minutes, Potterville in 25 minutes, Diamonddale in 30 minutes, and Eaton Rapids, your location's not quite popping in here, but in the next 25 to 30 minutes as well is when you'll want to be watching there in Eaton Rapids. And I will also do a storm track. Give me just a second here. This is going to be for straight line winds being indicated near the Chester area. Take that off to the northeast as well. And that's going to take it towards Grand Ledge in about 14 minutes, Waverly in about 18 minutes, the Capital Region International Airport area and the north side of Lansing in about 20 to 25 minutes, and DeWitt about half hour if it holds together. Okay, we're not as concerned about a tornado threat with this activity. This is mainly a straight line wind threat. And just getting some updates here. It's mainly Indiana activity though. That's off to our south. So this is really our storms of concern right now. It is departing Berry County. So Berry County are still in the severe thunderstorm warning officially, but I suspect that will be updated here fairly soon to drop Berry County from the warning. The storms are starting to depart. So this is mainly becoming a Eaton County issue, at least for the short term. And again, there's not even a whole lot of lightning activity being indicated of these storms. Not really seeing much of anything, and that just goes to show this is a very low. This is a high shear, low cape environment, or basically it's a lot of shear up there, but our instability is limited. But again, there's enough wind shear up there. It does not take. There's a lot of wind up there above us, and it doesn't take much for these storms to bring it down to the surface in the form of damaging winds, or we've seen some rotation from time to time. It could still produce a tornado. I will say, as these storms get north and east, I do think the tornado threat will continue to lessen. This will become more of a damaging wind threat, but we still maintain a tornado possible tag with this severe thunderstorm warning, because there's still some signs of rotation. If I go back to our velocity product, still showing some signs of rotation near the Bellevue area. That's going to be heading towards Olivet and the Inger area over the next few minutes. So, again, we have no active indications of a tornado on the ground. We'll go to the debris tracker just to confirm that. We're not really seeing anything of concern there. Just some weaker rotation near the Bellevue area, but enough that we're paying attention to it, as it could still spin up a potential tornado with little notice. Other than that, though, we're still monitoring our gusty wind potential near the Chester and heading towards the Grand Ledge and Mulligan areas. And just a heads up, especially southern portions of Clinton County. If this does keep up, we'll have to see if they decide to put out a severe thunderstorm warning for it or not. But just some signs of maybe some gustier winds there as well. We are also still monitoring storms in St. Joseph County. No active warnings or anything like that, and nothing of immediate concern there. Maybe just some gustier winds. Excuse me, and just some lightning and heavy rainfall, but nothing of imminent concern down here. There's no severe thunderstorm warnings. In fact, if you're in Berrien and Cass counties, I believe I missed this area, they have canceled the tornado watch for Berrien and Cass counties. So at least for right now, you are done with the severe weather threat. We'll have to see what the storms later tonight do. But at least for right now, you are done with the severe weather threat for now. Stay tuned with us later if we do have additional, maybe gusty wind threat. But the tornado threat is done for right now. And again, our severe thunderstorm warning does technically continue for Berrien and Calhoun counties, but the bulk of these storms have moved into Eaton County. And in fact, there we go. We just updated the severe thunderstorm warning to remove Berrien and Calhoun counties. So Berrien and Calhoun counties, the severe weather threat from this storm is done. It is mainly an Eaton County issue now. And this is for 60 mile per hour wind gusts. They are maintaining the tornado possible tag. At 8:26, a severe thunderstorm is located near the Bellevue area or 9 miles southwest of Charlotte, moving to the northeast at 55 miles per hour. So, again, this is for the storm near the Bellevue area where we've still been seeing some signs of weak rotation. We'll go ahead and do another storm track on this one. And it's moving off to the northeast at around 55 miles per hour. That's going to take it into the Charlotte area in the next 10 minutes, but you'll want to be inside right now in Charlotte. Powderville in the next 19 minutes. 28 minutes for Delhi Charter Township. The Capital Region International Lansing area in 32 minutes. Capital Region International Airport in north side of Lansing. In the next 33 minutes, Michigan State University in the next 34 minutes, Okemos in the next 37 minutes, and DeWitt in the next 38 minutes. These are just some locations in the path of this storm over the next little while. In Ingham County, there's no active warning at this time, but we'll have to monitor what these storms do over the next little while. And a warning, at least a severe thunderstorm warning, may be acquired if these storms do maintain their current strength. And we are also indicating some gusty wind potential approaching the Grand Ledge area. I'm not as concerned about rotation with this activity. This is mainly a gusty wind threat, I think, right now. And we'll be watching that a little bit closely as well. But this is mainly straight line wind potential, I think.
Hey, Jacob, whenever you have a couple of minutes, just let us know. We'd like to jump in and say a few words. So whenever there's not anything immediately threatening with this ongoing severe thunderstorm warning, just give us a heads up.
Yep, alrighty. So we might be going to them in just a few minutes for these words. I'll just give it a couple scans just to see what this rotation is doing near the Olivet area. I will say it is beginning to broaden out a little bit too. So again, the rotation broadening out. Still some weak rotation north of the Olivet area heading towards Charlotte. And also our gusty straight line wind potential near the Needmore area. That will be moving into Grand Ledge in the next few minutes. But with things starting to weaken, I think we will be heading over to Jonah and Owen for a few words here momentarily. All right, guys. I think I'm going to be cutting over to you guys whenever you guys are ready.
We'll jump in.
All right. Well, guys, that was a pretty eventful night, especially when you look at the radar. What we were seeing, just with the amount of shear and the shape of the photographs tonight, really allowed for some very intense radar presentations. We got some awesome structure at a couple different storms at a few different locations. Luckily, it was still light out enough. We got some nice contrast on a lot of the storms, so should be able to put some nice clips together We had a lot of fun. This is our first real chase of the season. Missed the first couple ones, so felt good to get out again. So yeah, thank you guys for watching tonight. Let Jonah say a few words.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it really just goes to show, when we're forecasting these setups and we're talking about tornado potential, but low confidence, we saw a perfect example of that tonight. We've had the storms, we've had the rotation, the super intense low level rotation, even. I think we had that on stream a couple of times. It really just goes to show how close we came to having several more tornadoes impact southwest lower Michigan today. We dodged a bullet with that. The environment in terms of the spin in the atmosphere was off the charts, and we just didn't have the instability, thankfully, to have that potential realized. So, like Owen said, thanks for tuning in with us tonight. We'll let Jacob get back to the ongoing severe thunderstorm warning, but as this threat kind of dissolves for the rest of the night, we're going to start making our way back home. So,
all right, thank you guys.
See you guys.
All right, so that was Jonah and Owen with a live update. Thank you for that. And we're going to continue with this severe thunderstorm warning.
All right, Jacob, take it away. I'll keep Zello open in case you need something, but it's all yours, sir.
Yep. Thank you very much, guys. Drive safe heading back.
Will do, thank you.
All right, so again, you heard from Jonah and Owen on what was been a rather eventful evening so far, especially across southwest lower Michigan. And we continue with that with the severe thunderstorm warning mainly for Eaton County at this point. This is mainly for the storm near Charlotte, and they're continuing with this tornado possible tag and 60-mile-per-hour severe thunderstorm warning that continues until 9:15 this evening. It is mainly for this storm near the Charlotte area, where if we go to our velocity, we are still showing some weak rotation southwest of the Charlotte area near 5 Points Corner. It is moving off to the northeast. I'm not imminently concerned about a tornado on it, but again, just with the shear in place, there's still a little bit of instability. We gotta kind of keep an eye on it just in case it does want to spin up a little bit more. We're also still seeing maybe some gustier winds near the Grand Ledge area. This would be straight line wind. I'm not really concerned about tornado activity with this. This is mainly straight line wind. And maybe some gusty winds in the Clinton County as well. Again, not imminently concerned with that. Doesn't look imminently severe, but we are watching that as well. Just some gusty winds. But our main focus continues to be this weaker rotation heading into the Charlotte area. So if you're in Charlotte, just definitely be inside. Be in a sturdy structure. Just at the very least some gusty winds will be shown being shown on radar. We are still seeing some weak rotation. I will double check debris tracker. I'm not seeing anything in terms of tornadoes. None of that being indicated right now. But we're just with that rotation, we like to keep an eye on it as something could spin up relatively quickly. Just with the amount of wind shear in place today. Luckily, our limited instability, I think, is limiting the tornado potential just enough tonight. But we have had a few close calls, especially southwest of this area. Over towards Battle Creek earlier as well. We had a close call there. But again, we continue watching this weak rotation near the Charlotte area. We're going to go ahead and, since it's still weaker, we're going to take a general look at the radar. I know we haven't really talked about much of the other areas, but we have what is becoming a broken line of showers and thunderstorms from about the Ithaca area south through towards St. John's through Charlotte. So we're heading into the Lansing area, and then back towards Sturgis and heading towards Coldwater. We are watching some storms as well. None of these storms to our south are severe right now. We'll be watching them still, just in case. We also have additional showers maybe some heavier showers and thunderstorms off to the northwest of Grand Rapids, or back towards Muskegon, Hart, Ludington, up towards White Cloud and Reed City. Just some heavier showers there, not much in the way of lightning, and I'm not concerned about severe weather with this activity right now. We also have severe thunderstorm warnings back off to the west, west of Chicago and Milwaukee. We will be watching these storms as we head into the overnight hours. I do think the severe weather threat with this round will be a little bit lower than with the current activity. We'll still be here watching it into the early overnight hours. But this would be more of a wind damage threat, if anything. I'm not really as concerned about a tornado threat. And even then, our instability, which is already limited, will be waning as the night progresses. And as these move to the east, they should eventually start to weaken with eastward extent. So we'll be watching it in the short term throughout the rest of the evening into the early overnight hours. And we do have a severe thunderstorm warning just south of the state line. I do want to mention real quickly. I'll go back to Northern Indiana radar. This is south of the state line, but may eventually be moving towards portions of Branch of Hillsdale County. This is a 60-mile-per-hour tornado possible tag severe thunderstorm warning. South of the state line, but the trajectory of it may eventually take it in the especially southern portions of Branch and Hillsdale counties. So that's something we will be watching as well in the short term. But right now, our only active severe thunderstorm warning that involves West Michigan takes us to Eaton County. We continue with this severe thunderstorm warning until 9:15 for Eaton County. This is primarily for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. They are continuing with our tornado possible tag for for some potential rotation near the Charlotte area. Again, doesn't really necessarily, it's a little bit tighter than it was, but still not all that awfully tight right now. But we'll be keeping an eye on that. Other than that, maybe some gusty winds in the southern, northeastern Eaton and southern Clinton counties, Southern Clinton County, maybe some gustier winds. But we're not really all that concerned with that storm either, with those storms in terms of severe potential right now either. Our main concern is near the Charlotte area. We are still showing some signs of rotation. That'll be heading towards the Potterville area and up towards Diamonddale as well. And eventually into the Lansing area we will need to watch as well. Eaton Rapids, you are in the severe thunderstorm warning, but I do think the bulk of this rotation will be tracking off to the northwest of there, but still be inside over the next little bit in the Eaton Rapids area, just as the course of least regret. I will do a storm track actually from the rotation off to the northeast. Give me just a second here. Track that off to the northeast. And that's going to take it into Potterville in the next 7 minutes. But don't wait. You should be inside. Kind of be near the tornado shelter just in case. Near the Potterville area in the next 5 to 10 minutes. But I'll be doing that now. Lay it downtown Lansing in the next 20 minutes. Capital Region International Airport in the next 21 minutes. Let me get a few more locations. Diamonddale in 12 minutes. Edgemont Park in 19 minutes. River Forest in 20 minutes. Downtown Lansing 20 minutes. The Lady Hill neighborhood in 21 minutes. The Marscott neighborhood in 19 minutes. The Capital Region International Airport in 21 minutes as well. Michigan State University in 23 minutes. The Valley Farms area in southern Clinton County in the next 23 minutes. East Lansing area in the next 24 minutes. Clinton Village, also in southern Clinton County in the next 25 minutes. Gudsonville in southern Clinton County in 26 minutes. Okemos in 26 minutes as well. And then Hazlitt and Bath areas in the next 28 and 29 minutes. Again, we are still monitoring. There is no severe thunderstorm warnings for Clinton and Ingham counties, But we will be watching that in the short term if they do decide to extend at least a severe thunderstorm warning into Clinton and Ingham counties. And still watching our signs of weak rotation. Heading out of Charlotte now, it will be into the Potterville area in the next few minutes. Again, I'm not seeing imminent signs of a tornado. I don't see any debris being indicated on our debris tracker. But just a little bit of rotation that we are watching. This is the only severe thunderstorm right now in our coverage area. And they just cancel it. I think they just canceled the warning. Let me see. They have canceled the severe thunderstorm warning for Eaton County. So there will be no active severe thunderstorm or tornado warnings, at least for the moment, across the West Michigan weather coverage area. And it looks like the National Weather Service in Northern Indiana. Did they cancel that tornado watch? I don't think they did. Don't think they actually canceled the tornado watch. That's just... Oh no, they did it. It's still there for St. Joseph County. There's just no watch issued for Branch County. Alright, so we got no active severe thunderstorm warnings at this point. Just taking one more look at our rotation. It's really broad there near the Potterville area. We're still watching it in the short term. But the National Weather Service feels like it's not enough to really even warrant a severe thunderstorm warning anymore. I think short term, what we're going to be watching for is damaging wind potential of these storms south of the state line right now. They could clip portions of Branch and Hillsdale County. We are watching these storms near Sturgis as well. That could be showing some gustier wind potential as well. And we'll probably stick around just for a few more minutes, just so we're not surprised by a severe thunderstorm warning. You have to come right back on. But again, just some gustier winds potentially near the Sturgis area, heading towards Fawn River, and also some gustier winds potentially near the Colon and Burr Oak areas. Again, there's no warning on these storms yet, but just something we are going to be watching here in the short term. And again, these storms that have active severe thunderstorm warnings, it's possible they clip southern portions of Branch and Hillsdale County. So we'll just go ahead and stick with these storms as they move off to the east, at least for the next little bit. This is mainly as a precautionary measure. Union City, I know it's starting to rain fairly heavily there. I know this area, there's a lot of storm anxiety in the Union City area just with past events. But right now, I'm not seeing any imminent signs of a tornado or anything like that with these storms. If anything, it's looking like gusty winds right now. But we will be here watching these storms over the next little bit. And if that changes, we'll be the first to let you know. We'll let you know if it changes. Other than that, we are continuing with heavier showers. Maybe some rumbles of thunder near the St. John's area up towards Wheeler. Maybe some gusty winds with that activity, but I'm not imminently concerned about a severe weather threat. I'm not seeing any imminent tornadic circulations or anything like that. And with this activity back towards northwest of Grand Rapids, up towards Muskegon, Baldwin, Hart, over towards Ludington, I'm not seeing anything imminent with that as well. Going back to the west, we continue with severe thunderstorm warnings. Further across portions of Wisconsin, down south into Illinois. In fact, we had a tornado warning near the Waukegan, Illinois area. And with this, what we can actually do is we can show you a projection of how that activity off to the east may evolve. This is the HRRR. We'll just show a quick projection of what we'll be looking at into the future. So this, hold on. Let me go back a model run to the 22Z. Okay, so this is at 6 p.m. As you can see, we had our first round of showers and thunderstorms passing off to the east. And then it's showing that activity. This is going to be at 9 p.m. As you see, what is storms lifted off to the northeast towards from Lansing through Sturgis back to northern Indiana. Those will continue to move off to the east. We'll have to watch in the short term for a damaging wind threat south of 96 with that line of storms as well. Then into the overnight hours, we will see showers and thunderstorms continue to move off to the east as we head into the overnight hours. In fact, I could take my header off real quick, actually, and you might be able to see up top. That's our time. I know it's a little bit small, but up there's your timing. So 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m., those are our active storms we've been watching over the last few hours. 9 p.m., it'll be continuing to move off to the east. 10 p.m., you'll have to monitor south of 96, especially for a damaging wind threat in the short term. And then as these continue to move off to the east, 11 p.m., those will continue to move east. And then as we head into midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., we will watch these storms just in case, but I'm not as concerned about a severe weather threat with this activity. As you can see, it's not looking quite as organized as it did earlier. We'll watch it nonetheless, but and then by 2 a.m., 3 a.m., that pushes off to the east, and it's no longer a real deal after 2, 3, 4 a.m. is when our severe threat's really done. Again, we'll watch the overnight activity for maybe isolated damaging winds at worst or something like that, but we're not really as concerned with this activity as we are with our current round of storms. As you see, as we head into tomorrow, not really much to really talk about other than some rain showers into tomorrow morning. Let's go back to radar. Let me get our header back up and our warnings back up. Again, we currently have no active severe thunderstorm warnings across our coverage area, but we are monitoring storms, especially south of I-94, which could be getting a little bit gusty. And we're going to check that out here, Bronson. We just have to check out those little notches that develop in the line, as sometimes you can get little areas of spin within those. Taking a look at that one in particular, I'm not seeing any, maybe some broad rotation near Burr Oak. I'm not seeing anything imminently concerning. Up near the Madison Sherwood area, this is mainly looking like straight line wind at this, if anything, at this point in time. There's no severe thunderstorm warnings yet, but we just have to watch these little segments of the line, especially the ones that bow out. Like here's a good example just south of the state line in northeast Indiana. We have to watch these segments of the line that bow out, as sometimes not only could this increase the damaging wind potential, but as I was saying, these kinks in the line we have to watch out for, like near the Wayne Center area, north of Kendallville, Indiana. We have to watch these as well. So let me put storm relative. I think I'll show it a little bit better. There could be these little areas of circulation that develop. That could be both areas of enhanced wind or potentially brief tornadoes. But when it comes to wind, wind is wind. It doesn't particularly matter if it's twisting or straight line. Wind is wind. It's still going to cause damage either way. So these are the storms we are going to be watching over the next little bit as they move off to the northeast. And it's kind of why I'm hanging around here, as I do think it could at least require special weather statements, if not severe thunderstorm warnings, for especially areas south of 96, and particularly south of I-94. Excuse me just for a second. I'm going to get a quick drink of water. Excuse me. Talking a little while, so gotta recharge a little bit. But all right, so again, taking a look at the general situation, there is currently No active severe thunderstorm warnings across West Michigan. We are just monitoring these storms south of I-94, just in case those do go severe in the short term. And we are still monitoring storms off to our west as well. But as I was just discussing when I showed you the model run, I'm not as concerned with these storms, but a gusty wind threat is certainly possible. In fact, I do think we should be getting an outlook update from the Storm Prediction Center here in the next little bit. And we'll show you that when that comes in. Okay, so alright. If I'm not talking, guys, I'm still here. Looks like we do have special marine warnings starting to come in now. This is for that line of storm. This is for the storms we were showing you off to the west. We do have special marine warnings coming in on the other side of the lake. So again, those we'll be watching in the short term for the potential. Just in case they do produce a damaging wind gust overnight, but I think the threat of that is looking relatively low. Alright. Alright, so we are just continuing to watch this section of the line coming into Branch County right now. Nothing severe with these storms right now, but just when we see these little bowing segments, we start to see some concern for gusty winds. And go on the velocity. We are showing this is about 3,000 feet up, 60, 65 mile an hour winds. But that is a few thousand feet up. Whether it's making it to the surface or not remains to be seen. And again, the strongest winds for that would particularly be. Looks like they are updating. Just a small update to the tornado watch. Nothing really changed. But again, just some gusty winds. And the gustiest winds, if you're curious, for these lines of storms would generally be on the leading edge and just behind it. You can kind of see it on storm relative velocity. See how on the leading edge you got the brighter greens out here. This is where your strongest winds on these lines of storms would generally be, is on the leading edge of the storms, and then shortly thereafter, and then it'll start to slow down as these storms continue to push off to the east. Again, we're not showing any active, and it looks like they're actually going to allow the portion of this warning down south to expire. They are allowing this severe thunderstorm warning to the south for Cass, Fulton, and Miami counties in Indiana. They are allowing that to expire. The storms which prompted the warning has weakened below severe limits and no longer pose an immediate threat to life or property. Therefore, the warning will be allowed to expire. However, gusty winds of 40 to 50 miles per hour are possible with these storms. Severe thunderstorm watch, but that is for northern Indiana. Alright, so since they're letting that severe thunderstorm warning expire, I think we are going to lean towards taking at least a quick break. Whenever I see you back tonight remains to be seen. But if we do get additional severe thunderstorm warnings, I'll still be here behind the scenes monitoring this activity. And down and south of I-94, I'll still be here monitoring. And of course, if we get a new severe thunderstorm warning or something of that nature, in our coverage area, we'll be right back with you live until the danger is over. But at this time, I'm going to go ahead and scale back our live coverage. This is Jacob Melton. On behalf of Jonah and Owen Drake, Thank you for tuning in with us, sticking with us this evening. Again, we'll be back here if conditions warrant. But again, thank you for tuning in and have a good rest of your Thursday evening and Thursday night.